Oh my God, we made it. We are finally live. We've got all the bugs worked out. I cannot say thank you and sorry enough. Sometimes that's just the nature of the beast. So, full disclosure, there was technical difficulties that just took time to fix. There was nothing I could do to speed up the process, but thanks to my slow computer, it is finally fixed. So I might even start a Patreon channel just to raise funds for a faster computer, because this old dilapidated thing I've had since 2012 is like on its last legs. So my sincere apologies. We're skipping the pre-show today. We're not doing any of that nonsense because I'm just happy to have you here. I don't want to keep you waiting any longer. So thanks again for making a fun night of this. We're gonna kind of fly by the seat of our pants on some of this, so bear with me. It is gonna be a great show as always. Welcome to episode number 6 of the Audio Roast Podcast. I'm your host, Jared Isaacs, and this week we have 2 very special guests with us today to help celebrate the 4th of July. This episode is everything Americana, and so we have a lot of fun games and whatnot to play. We're going to get into all of that. I hope that everybody still has 2 eyes and 10 fingers, 10 toes, you know, all that still checks out. So hopefully everybody had a safe 4th of July, and we're going to continue the celebration here tonight. So let me pull up our... Josh says it's about time. I couldn't agree more, Josh. Yeah, there's just bugs to be worked out that... I mean, we finally got them worked out, so I guess that's all that matters, right? No need to sit here and try to explain what, whatever the issues are. So we're going to get right into things. Don't forget that we're across all these platforms that you see here, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can catch our audio-only versions that are going to be uploaded and caught up on soon on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, Stitcher, and Podbean. And as always... catch us on and throw us an email with any comments, suggestions, show topics, or if you want to be a guest on the show, send us an email. We'll check it, and it'll feel all official. The other new thing is we have Spotify playlists that will, after we go live, be uploaded. All the music that is featured through today's episode will be available on a Audio Roast Podcast Spotify playlist. So you can search the Audio Roast Podcast on Spotify and go to playlist, and you could see past episode playlists and whatnot there if you want kind of a companion piece to go along with what we are doing on the show. So that is that. I'm going to keep this open, very condensed. I'm not going to do a lot of rambling on this episode. Like I said, I'm just anxious to get the show going. So thank you, everybody. I appreciate you tuning in and keeping the show going. So this week, we've got 2 special guests that are going to be coming up. But before we introduce the guests for today's show, I would like to go ahead and throw to a very special number, if you will, for our 4th of July celebration to kind of get things kicked off. So let's see what we got in the old can, shall we?
Ladies and gentlemen, the Star-Spangled Banner.
Yes, that was Richard Kill and Russ Weatherby from the Dirty Saints. That was like 2 or 3 years ago. They played at the Springfield Cardinals game for the 4th of July, and so they opened the game with that. So that was pretty cool. I had to dig deep to find that, but yeah, that was one of the infamous videos that I talked about last week that was taken like this. So I had to like stretch it and zoom it. So don't adjust your phones or your sets. If it was grainy, that's the result of portrait video. It's the devil's work. So hey Mark, how's it going? Richard Johnson, Richard Brantner is here. Josh Poole, Deb Klein. It's good to see everybody. I'm glad you guys stuck around and had a little patience for me. So we're going to go ahead and get the show kicked off here. I'm going to go ahead and introduce our guest for the day. And yeah, I think we're in for a treat. So hope you had a great 4th of July. And let's keep the USA theme going for today's show. So we're going to go ahead and welcome our first guest of the day. You might know him from the band Mood Ring Circus. I know him from many bands prior to that. Let's give it a warm round of applause to Mr. Justin Larkin. Justin, how's it going, man? How are you?
It's good, man.
Oh, God. There we go. Boom. Telling you, the graphics department's really kicking into high gear this week.
Nothing wrong with that.
That's right. So, Justin, what's new, man? How's it going?
It's good, man. I'm still waking up.
Yeah, well, you know, life of being a musician, I suppose, huh?
Yeah.
Very cool. And also with us today is somebody that you may know. He's from, well...
Oh, that's so bad.
He may be. I don't know. Actually, he's from Eye Candy LED. Give it up for Mr. Tom Hembree. Tom, how's it going, buddy?
Great, man. Thanks for having it. It's good
You
to be
bet.
here, man. Beautiful studio, man.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So I'm sure it's been a busy past couple days and a couple days left on your schedule for production and whatnot with 4th of July, yeah?
Well, if musicians are out, we're out.
That's, yeah.
So, you know, it's good. It's
Even
good
if
that
they're-
both happens.
Even if they're in, we're still out.
Yes. On something.
That's right. That's very true. So I like to go ahead and instead of doing a deep dive and getting to know these gentlemen from the start,
Good call.
let's go ahead and play a game, you know, kind of break the ice, and we'll get to know you guys throughout the show. So let's play a game, shall we?
Absolutely.
All right. So we're going to play
Oh, God. This is going to be bad.
a little game called First Line of the Song. So
Oh, it's gonna be
the way that this works is you have to know the first line of the song. The word will be read out loud, or I'm sorry, the first line will be read out loud, and I need you to answer with the correct song title and artist. So you've got bells in front of you. Whoever can answer this first, go ahead and ring your bell and chime in with the correct answer. Gentlemen, are we ready?
Sure.
All right. Nothing like breaking the ice.
Yeah.
Far, we've been traveling far.
Total blank. Yeah.
Nothing?
Yeah, it's good.
I didn't know if you guys didn't know, or if maybe the bells weren't working this week, or what was going on. Oh, okay, they were.
Working fine.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, man.
No answer, though.
No answer. All right. Justin,
Probably
nothing?
Pink Floyd or something.
Okay. No, it's my opinion, Pink Floyd is way better. I've never been a fan of this artist, and
Oh.
I am not scared to say so.
Oh.
The great Johnny Carson says the answer is Neil Diamond, America.
Oh,
Neil Diamond can suck it. I
that's
don't like Neil
You
Diamond.
know what? This is really bad because it's the patriotic theme. But I wasn't,
It is.
wasn't
Everything
thinking
about today.
that at all.
Good call. Good call, Tom. Everything about today is going to be Americana and 4th of July themed. So every answer for everything, every song it's going to be featured is going to have to do with the 4th of July or Independence Day, that kind of thing. So do keep that in mind. Good call, Tom. Good call.
Yeah.
The next one is
Didn't help me anything.
Well, She Seemed All Right by Dawn's Early Light.
Yeah, this is country, brother. I'm not going to even be.
What makes you say it's country?
Yeah, I'll get in trouble if I say anything.
Okay.
Like that.
Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brad Paisley.
Okay.
Has no that. Oh, that's just not a song title. Yeah, that's really bad.
True. That's an artist. So throw me a song title here.
Dawn's Early Light.
Okay. Justin, do you have a guess?
I have no idea.
Oh my goodness. Well, we're getting off to a lovely start today. The great Johnny Carson says the answer is Martina Mcbride, Independence Day. Tom, do you know the fun fact about that song?
It wasn't from the movie with Will Smith.
That is correct, and also it has absolutely nothing to do with the 4th of July or Independence Day. Yeah, it's just about a strong-willed woman who, finds her own independence. Exactly.
You know how I got that, right?
Oh, how?
It's a country song.
Oh.
See, that's what gets me in trouble.
I see what you did there. No,
Yeah,
it's great.
trouble,
That's great. And they came from the cities, and they came from the smaller towns.
John Cougar Mellencamp is
Okay.
the artist.
Okay.
So if I got that, I feel really good.
What song do you think that would be? By Mr.
Small
Mel.
Town.
Okay. Justin, do you have a guess?
I would have guessed that, but
You would have? Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I see what you're doing here.
Small Town.
Small town. Okay. And the answer is, Mr. Johnny Carson says,
God, please let me get
John Mellencamp, ROCK in the USA. Ah, you were this close.
So I get like a half a point. For that,
Our judges panel, as we found out last week, is extremely stringent.
Rigid.
So somebody gave the clue, the answer to the clue in last week's game was fishing, and somebody said fish. And I called in the judges, and the judges officially deemed one as a verb and one as an adjective. So therefore, or whatever the case was, and I'm like, oh great,
yeah,
okay.
I don't have a chance.
Yeah,
It's
no,
okay.
yeah. So let's hope we don't have to call in the judges this week. Devil Without a Cause, and I'm back with the beaver hat and Ben Davis slacks.
Yeah.
where are you getting these
Yeah,
from?
bad.
How many days did you spend
from
going
lyrics-
through lyrics to
From
find-
Lyrics Are Us.
Oh,
They had a going out of
wow.
business sale, and I scooped up every last one they had.
Once again, I either have to go with 70s drugged out band
Uh-huh.
or country.
Really?
Well, yeah, the devil word is used.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna throw this out here, Tom. I'm really, actually, honestly surprised with seeing some of your comments in the Audio Roast podcast post before about some of the music you enjoy. I'm really surprised. I figured that you would get this very quickly.
Oh, God.
I mean, not to bundle up the pressure on you, but
Well, it's
yeah.
not going to help any either way, so you can pressure away.
Okay,
man.
well, so I'll give you a hint. It is kind of a crossover country artist, kinda.
It's Kid Rock, isn't it?
Oh.
Yes, it is.
What do you think the song is, Justin?
Oh, dude, you're right.
Is it the Bow with the Bow song?
No.
No.
Is it? God, what are other songs by him? Is it?
The one that goes boom, jiggy, boom, that one?
It's the one where he's like, I'm back.
Can I look
Whatever,
on my
right?
phone? This is on the top 20
Or no, it's
rock,
the one.
patriotic
it's
rock
like,
songs.
My name is Kid, or something like
That's
that.
also Bow to Bow.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's why he knows it, man. That's like he said. one
Oh
song.
man.
My name is Kid. What's my name? Hi, my name is. No, just kidding.
Is it American Made?
Dang
Dang it.
Man, it's
Um,
freaking Kid Rock.
Very cool.
So you get the same point I got.
All right. Well, we're
John
gonna
Cougar
reveal this
Mellencamp.
answer. Johnny Carson, hit us with the correct answer. American Badass.
Okay. There's a theme here.
So I'm not allowed to say bad words, so I couldn't have gotten.
Oh,
that one.
yes. I'm sorry. Heaven forbid. It is Sunday after
I'm
all.
a
We must keep the
badass,
day
though.
holy.
Oh, I am a badass, but not that badass. I'm a badass.
Let's try one more. Oh, beautiful for heroes proved in liberating strife.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful for heroes proved in liberating strife.
Yeah, it's not going so well. Can I make a call?
There is no
lifeline?
phone
Do I
a
get a
friend.
lifeline?
There is no phone a friend in
Oh,
this game,
dude,
unfortunately.
What the hell's wrong with this game? Oh man, see, I know this is gonna be another one of those slow ballady songs, man.
Is it like Toby Keith or something?
Hmm.
Is that song about the boot and the ass or whatever.
The boot in the ass.
We'll
So
put a
beautiful.
boot in your ass.
The suppository boot song.
Is this possibly Celine Dion?
Let's see. The answer is Ray Charles, America the Beautiful, you sick fucks.
Holy. And you know,
Celine
I gotta be
Dion.
honest with you, man. I still cannot get locked into the patriotic thing, man.
Is that because you're Canadian?
Oh, no. Okay, let's spoil that.
Yeah, well, we'll figure that out later, I suppose.
Dang it,
Yeah.
man. That was like we guessed one song.
Is it Celine Dion?
Name.
She's Canadian, Tom.
Oh yeah, that's right. See, that's how you can tell I'm not. Is the fact that I didn't even know I forgot she was Canadian. I mean, any Canadian be going.
Well, she was born in Canada, but she's now a Las Vegian.
yeah,
She's-
I can tell you which
she's
one of those.
taking
is
up
best.
posts there.
Yeah, I can tell you which one. That was a downgrade.
Yeah. Okay, so that is it for that game.
Successful.
Success.
Woo!
Okay, so I want to get to know Justin Larkin a little bit more. Justin, tell us a little bit, if you will, about Mood Ring Circus and its inception. Do keep in mind we've had your awesome bass player Alex Hines on here, and he gave us a little bit of his perspective on how the band started, and I would like to hear it from your perspective. Not that there's going to be any difference necessarily. I'm not, pitting you against each other and you in the blue corner, he in the red corner kind of thing. But from your perspective, coming out of Fraught with Peril and stuff, how did Mood Ring come together?
Well, it was a long time ago now. I'm trying to remember.
It has been a while.
Well, I had moved to Illinois after Fraught had kind of taken a hiatus. And then I came back about 2 years later, and I had some newer songs that I had written, and I wanted to have like a backup band, and
Yeah.
I already knew these guys. We were already friends. We had already been jamming together.
And these are songs that you wrote while living in Illinois, is that right?
some of them.
Okay.
Some of them I had written even before I had left.
Gotcha.
but-
Okay. Did they just not fit with Fraught with Peril? Or
Yeah.
did you write them after in that in-between spot?
Well, I didn't write any of the Fraught songs. That's Shelby wrote all of the
Oh,
Fraught
really?
songs.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
I don't think I ever knew that.
Yeah, I didn't have any. I wrote like a verse in a song called Rain Song,
Uh-huh.
but that's the only lyrical contribution I had to Fraught with Peril.
Gotcha. I never knew that. So I can see now why you had kind of like that bottled up creativity that you were ready
Yeah.
to let loose. And in Death May Die, my band Cody writes all the lyrics. I help with the melodies and how they're going to be sang and that kind of stuff, and that's how I
Yeah.
get my creativeness. That and being like theatrical and doing all the crazy stuff that you've seen me do over the years, which we can get into because there's a lot of there's a lot of meat on that bone. But yeah, so you had a lot of expression to get out then after not being able to write lyrics and stuff in your previous band.
Yeah, well, and it wasn't. I mean, I liked Shelby's lyrics, and Shelby wrote. He just already had the songs done. Like,
Sure.
Whenever
Yeah, they
I
were
got
fleshed
there.
out.
And I was my job was just to like maybe find a melody if he didn't have one yet, or sometimes I just change things to better suit my voice.
Yep.
And I mean, kind of the same role that you played, really, like
Yeah.
because the music and everything had already been kind of established, and I didn't play guitar either, and I was already playing guitar at that point, but mainly just acoustic. So
Gotcha.
out of that, like I started playing acoustic more, doing a lot of solo gigs. I started busking on street corners a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I came back, I was a lot more seasoned as a player. And Steven had been in Quote the Raven at the time, and that was kind of on its way out, or he was kind of on his way out.
Right. Well, and I think around that time is probably whenever she moved to Colorado or whatever. Is that
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So that was kind of on the verge of being a done project anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And that's kind of what was going on. And then we started playing out, and we didn't have a name yet, so we just called it Justin Larkin Band or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And then over the course of time, we came up with the name Mood Ring Circus, and started playing shows for a while. We had a different drummer. We had Zach, who was the drummer in Fraught with Peril. Was
Okay.
our
Yeah.
drummer.
Zach Otero. Mhm.
Yeah. And then
He moved away too, did he
he
not?
did.
Yeah.
He moved to San Antonio, and then we got Seth, and Seth has been our drummer ever since.
Right. What projects had he done before joining?
He's been playing drums since he was like 12. He's in like Howling the Hillcats and Rags to Riches he played with.
Gotcha.
All sorts of different groups. He was in the Random Strangers. I think that's how I met. Actually, it's funny. Even before that, before I moved to Illinois, I met Seth in about 2012, I went to Marlon Corson Studio. They're called Sanctuary Records now.
Yeah.
And I was recording a song called Hello, which ended up being a Mood Ring Circus song, and I had already written it at that point. And Seth came in, or Marlon called Seth's dad into the studio, Don, and Seth came with, and Seth played drums on Hello. Never met him before, and he's tracking a couple of songs, other songs that I had written. Didn't see him again for like 2 years, and then I met him because he was the drummer in the Random Strangers, kind of all over again.
Huh.
And then like after we were already in Mood Ring Circus together, we talked about it. It's like, wait, you were that guy that was at the studio, like, and it was a song that we ended up playing. And it's just funny, I mean, when you realize that I had already met him, and we had already worked on what would become one of our songs like years prior. It's a small world, you know.
That is. So you mentioned that you in Illinois kind of grabbed your acoustic guitar and busked in the streets. That's something I've never done. Do you think that really contributed to like a gain of confidence in your playing and your abilities to do more in a band and contribute more?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I especially like in terms of like doing music full time at that era of my life, I wasn't professional enough, I guess I could say, to really like do it full time. I had like odd end jobs and stuff, but like it really kind of was the eye opener to me that I could do this as a profession.
You had it within you to do it. Yeah, for sure.
The fact that I was just like sustaining myself mainly just through like, you know, playing on street corners and stuff, and we'd travel around, and I met all kinds of people doing that. Like we spent a lot of time out to the southeast, over in like North Carolina, Nashville and stuff, and a lot of fun. And I kind of came back from that whole traveling experience because music was kind of the fuel in the tank for all of that. And like I'm like, well, I can actually do this. And
right
when I came back to Springfield, where I had like all these people that I already knew and I already played with and stuff, like, you know, it just, a lot of the things just kind of fell into place naturally. That's really what happened.
Yeah. So now that you were able to take some of that creative juice, if you will, and put it through a band, is that also currently why you do just solo things as well besides Mood Ring Circus? Like, do you feel you still have more of that bottled up than you can offer to Mood Ring?
Yeah, I do, honestly. Well, and a lot of it is I would be focusing a lot more on Mood Ring if you know, things were different. Like Alex lives in LA.
Yeah.
So we're pretty much strictly a studio project, and since gigs have opened back up, I've had to like kind of just take every gig I can.
For sure.
You know, just to kind of make up for lost revenue and stuff.
Is playing music your only source of income?
Yeah. It has been for about 3 years.
Which
now.
I think is so cool. Like having come up together sort of say in the ranks. Like it's so cool to see you like just have a rocket strapped to you and be able to have that freedom of, hey, I'm a musician now and that's all I need to be. That's so cool.
Yeah,
now that doesn't come without pressure, I'm sure. You know, during all this pandemic stuff, if it, you know, that's got to be frightening. But you've held strong, so that's way cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I've definitely had moments of doubt throughout the last couple of months, and like it's been strange because like before gigs started opening up, like you had like people playing on Facebook and live stuff, and you know, for me that well kind of dried up pretty quickly, just because like I would do one live show and I have a group of people, and then like I don't know if it's algorithms or what, but like every show that I would do after the first live stream that I did, it would have half as many people see it.
Because do you feel like that's because, okay, we've seen Justin, next?
Well, I think that there is that, and I mean, you know, like I tried to have different material each time, but I think that a lot of it is just like, you know, once that everybody started doing it, it became really oversaturated.
Very.
And I think in addition to that, I kind of veered away from it pretty early on because it felt like I was busking again, but in like a new, way less ideal way, because like instead of me like playing for whoever's walking by, I'm playing for whoever's scrolling by.
Yes. But
I can't read the room.
Yes, and that's exactly. That's what I was going to say. And this is going to be a really terrible term to use, but it's I can't think of anything better. It's a little more disingenuous. Like you don't get that instant gratification. You don't have that that small room, and we're going to connect and we're going to vibe together kind of thing. It's you're throwing out whatever and hoping something sticks and hoping that they get it, but you don't get that feedback back, because even though you're up there playing, whether you're in your bedroom live streaming or if you're on a stage live streaming, you don't really get to pay attention to the comments and stuff either. It's so it does make it hard, especially if somebody like yourself who has perfected the craft of reading a crowd and playing to the crowd's strengths and that kind of stuff. That does make it hard. So
it's been a wild ride, screaming into the void, as I like to call it.
Right, right. Well, and when you got here today, you talked about all the stuff that you saw here in the studio. That's actually right before COVID hit. I'm talking like a matter of weeks. My production company, Sunset Productions, was looking at expanding and doing video services for concerts, not live streaming, video. So like, if we're playing at the Riff or whatever, have video to throw up on the screen, live feed, that kind of thing. And then all of a sudden it was like, yeah, I'm going to, I might order some of this stuff and all that. COVID hits and we're like, okay, order. And like back ordered and backlogged and just out of, whatever. So I spent a crap ton, way more than I should have, because, prices were jacked up and stuff. And then I did also offer live streaming. But I do kind of feel where you're coming from, where not only is it harder to connect, but it really became oversaturated because everybody started doing it. And even if, like Tom and I, who are on the more professional level, like we were instantly having to compete with people in their bedrooms with the cell phone sticking up and trying to do that. So when it was just so oversaturated, so it is hard, but and Tom has really found ways to make that successful too. Yeah. And that's kind of what I want to segue to. I've got a little video clip here of you playing at Shuffle from the live interactive concert series. And so I'm going to play this video, but go ahead and talk over this video and tell me what song it is. Tell me about your experience during that. And Tom too. A lot of people, we're gonna get to you here in a second, Tom, but a lot of people don't get to see the behind the scenes actions of what goes on. So if you can intermittently kind of take us into what your role is during these live streams, like what are you doing? What are you shouting out camera calls and that kind of stuff? See if we can peel back the curtain a little bit.
Sure.
Okay.
It's just good to see this band live.
It is.
This is basically 3 volunteer camera operators, by the way, on this. Just guys who love the music scene.
Nice.
I wrote this about my mama. It's called Jeweler's Son.
Nice.
I gotta say something. You know what? I'll tell you what, dude. If you would tilt that hat back like 7 or 8 more degrees, I could actually light your face.
Yeah, it's
there you go. See, since you tilt back, move. Gotcha. There's Alex.
Now tell me, Justin, about your keyboard player. That's a fairly new addition, is it not?
Yeah, that's Clinton, and I've known Clinton for like 15 years, and I've always kind of wanted to be in a band with him. We've played in a lot of shows with different bands. He was in Grandma Strange and The Curse. He's still in with Seth.
Okay.
And, after we recorded the record with Jim, and Jim added all these really cool keyboard and just ethereal, like, orchestrated silence sort of things, just kind of filling up the space of the song. Like, we thought it was good to have, like, Clinton come in and play some of those things.
I like the added texture it gives your band. Yeah,
it definitely makes it really, really cool to hear, like, kind of the studio versions sound like right on.
Yes, exactly. It's more spot on to what you recorded. Yeah,
I like it because on the slower music that you do, the little more melodic stuff, it adds that texture that gives more dynamic to the overall show.
Yeah.
By being able to have that texture to it.
I just got that guitar on March.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the Gretsch.
Very nice.
That is nice.
Do you have a preferred guitar brand? Do you only play Gretsch, or do you play whatever falls into your hands, or what's the story on that?
Well, I actually, my buddy Spencer Wittenborn has a guitar company called Strung Out Guitar Concepts, and he gave me a model to play, and it's my go-to guitar. It's actually in my car right now because I'm going to a gig after this. And that's usually what I roll towards is my strung out. And then I've got a Blem. My friend Mike Blem makes amps.
Yes.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I love that little thing.
Dude, he's a good dude too, man.
He's a great guy.
What's up, Mike?
One of the coolest dudes I've ever met, honestly. Just the nicest dude.
Genuine dude, man. Yeah, he brought one over to that Jesse Kramer guy.
Oh,
and
yeah.
had him play it. Dude, I was at the back of the room, and I think my brain is still part of it's left on the wall from him cranking that.
Yeah.
But it's bad to the bone.
It is. Like, it cuts through a mix really well, and it just, like, it's freaking awesome. Like, nice, warm, classic tube sound. Like, and the other cool thing about that strung out guitar is it's got Tiki Man pickups in it, which is another local company. So I've got a local guitar with local pickups going through
A local amp.
Yeah.
Dude, that's amazing.
Yeah,
that is very
pretty
cool.
Dude, there's a lot of technical stuff like that around here, and people that can work on that stuff and everything. A lot more than people think, man.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of local talent that can help, not only local musicians, but even people that don't play out that have had equipment sitting around, which I'm guilty of. Oh, yeah, I'll find somebody that'll fix this. And then I look for like 2 minutes. I'm like, yeah, nobody can fix this. And then you talk to somebody and you get 40 names. It's amazing. It's So, yeah. Okay, so, Tom, we're going to get into a little interview with you. But before we do, Justin is dying to play another game. So he's wanting to get on the board, sort of say.
Well, I mean, if you kick somebody's butt as bad as he did in the first one, why wouldn't you want to keep doing it? Man?
Right. Keep the streak going.
Absolutely. Wow. Patriotic theme, dude.
Right.
That's all we have to keep thinking.
I know this is
Patriotic
hard, but
theme.
think USA, not Canada.
Yes, I know.
All right, let's play a game called
Oh.
Guess the Song in Reverse. As you may or may not know, there are copyright rules and regulations, and our judges panel doesn't want to have to fight, lawyers and all that. So the greatest way around that is to play it in reverse, and nobody knows the difference, and it's really weird. But so far, that's
Well,
worked.
hold on. This is backmasking.
This is.
This is backmasking.
It is.
Oh, no.
So in order to get this answer correct, you have to say the name of the artist and the song in reverse. No, I'm just kidding. Just
Yeah, good luck with that one.
you could say it forward.
Next game, please.
Right. Can we get a mulligan?
Yeah. How about those cuts?
Okay, so we're going to play about 30 seconds of each song. If you're able to guess the song before the 30 seconds is up, again, go ahead and hit your bells and chime in with your answer. And glad to hear that they're working. So, gentlemen, are we ready?
It's Katy Perry.
I knew it was Katy
Okay,
Perry,
what's the
too.
song?
Is it American Girls or California Girls or something like that? or-
Think more patriotic.
Fireworks?
Hey!
Yeah, I get it one.
The answer is Katy Perry, Firework. Baby, you're a firework.
Damn you, Justin Larkin.
Come on, let your colors burst. All right, let's try another song here.
Oh, there's bursting.
Bursting with personality today.
There's bursting out there.
Yes.
American Woman by Lenny Kravitz, all originally by the Guess Who.
Oh, you're even going for the double points. I dig it. I'm going to
That's
give
not
you
fair.
double points on that
That's
for
not
knowing
fair.
both.
Not fair. Not fair.
Oh, now how's this not fair, Tom? Do explain.
Well, I don't listen to things backwards.
Oh, well, you know what else
He
is?
works in the studio.
You
and
know
stuff.
what-
He's used to listening to this.
No.
There's some
You know
kind
what
of
else is unfair?
controversy. Where's the judges?
He wasn't even born in 1970 whenever the original Guess Who came out with the song. Yet he knew it in reverse. Somebody is doing their homework, and somebody clearly is not. Tom, you are guilty.
Dude, what happened with you and no homework? So I
No,
wanna know.
here
Oh, me. You're
No,
referring to me.
full
Oh.
for
Disclosure.
Yeah, disclosure. Yeah, thanks for words.
okay.
Easy for me to say.
Yeah.
Tom sent me a text earlier this week. He's like, "Man, I'm so excited. I've been doing homework even, and I'm waiting to see. Show your work is all I'm saying. Show your work, Tom."
Well, everybody studies for backwards playing of songs. It's obviously foolish of me.
Justin's never even seen the show, and he studied enough to know all the answers so far. No pressure, Justin. Sorry if you get the next one wrong.
Thanks for that. This is all pop music, dude. This is horror. I'm never gonna get a song if it's pop
I know
music
this
at all.
song. I've heard it.
I know that you know the song. I know that you know the song. Do you know how I know that you know the song?
Hey,
It's a Mood Ring Circus song.
Yes, Justin stole the melody and then included this in a Mood Ring Circus song. Nope.
Oh,
I know that
God,
you know
what
this
is that?
because you've already sang the lyrics in a previous guest.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Katy Perry?
No. No.
Is it California Girls by Katy Perry?
Oh no. Ooh.
Is it?
Britney?
Nope.
No.
All right.
Oh wait, is that?
Nope, too late, too late.
It's the.
Lizzo.
Is it?
You're just listing all very pop artists that you can
Any
think
name
of.
I've seen on a damn TV commercial. Oh, yeah.
It's "Party in the USA" by Miley Cyrus.
Hey!
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew you'd get there. I just had to give you an extra,
Yeah,
minute
that's-
and 45 seconds.
Yeah, she's
the
way too
swoopy
wild.
thing and the.
Yeah.
Therein lies the reason why I don't know that song.
Fair.
It's like every
So,
pop
yeah.
song has that thing in it.
Uh-huh.
Sounds just like that.
The cat's claws are still in my leg. Tom Petty, American Girl.
Yeah!
Yes! God!
I knew that.
Shut up, you did not. I get this one all to myself, man. Yeah.
And just like that, Tom is on the American board.
Tom is on the
I
American
can't be embarrassed with the both countries.
I know. You're going to get excommunicated in Mexico.
One is enough. I'm not moving there, man.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, one is enough.
Let's try that next song, shall we,
Oh,
Tom?
please. Is this old?
Yes.
Is it America by Simon and Garfunkel?
Oh, no, but I love your guess. No.
Yeah, that was on the ones I studied, but
Well, you studied the wrong songs, Tom.
yes, I know.
The answer is Don
Oh.
McLean, American. So, hopefully you guys were able to get some more answers right. You guys were doing great. That was part of the technical difficulties I was trying to deal with, so be it. I want to scroll up, though, before we continue. Deb, you had a great comment right there. I like the Licks series, would really like to see it as a regular thing. I haven't been out since the pandemic started. Many people who can't go out, it keeps them connected with the local scene. Yeah, let's talk about that for a minute. Being on the production side of things and having done some of the I didn't do the Licks there at Shuffle, obviously, but I did do other shows. There's a lot that goes into it, and it oftentimes for the people putting the work into it feels like that maybe there's not as much gosh, I don't know what word to say and try to be politically correct about it, but it just doesn't seem like we're putting in so much work for so little kind of thing. Just because like I feel like interactions during the shows should be higher than what they are. And this is only, I'm not speaking for Tom, I'm not speaking for anybody else that does this. I'm speaking for myself and from what I've done. It feels like, even though we're trying to present the same show that we would present in a live situation and just stream it, there's a lot that gets left off in the process of doing so. So I don't know, even financially, like how profitable it could be. It's easy to ask online, like, hey, would you pay, $5 to see so-and-so live stream a show? And everybody's like, oh, yeah, no, I would. And then, when it comes down to brass tacks, it's just not, it's not the same money-wise as it would be to do a show. So I get where you're coming from as far as wanting to stay connected and have something for the bands to still play and still make money at and still perfect their craft. But at the same time, it's really hard, being on stage and like Justin said, not having that instant feedback, not having that instant gratification, if you will, that connection with the audience. So it is what it is. I don't know. I'm trying to think, and I've put a lot of thought into how that could be utilized going forward, even after the pandemic, after all this stuff is over. And it's I don't know. It's just, it doesn't seem feasible enough to have legs on it. I hope I'm wrong. For those of us who have the equipment to do so on a professional level, it's a big investment. So I'm hoping that it's something that we are able to utilize in some form or fashion. But it's got to come. There's got to be more Deb Kleins, I guess, is the best way to put that. It's got to be more people that are willing to share and comment and be interactive in the live video streaming feed itself to make it a success, or make it feel like a success at the moment. So I don't know, it is what it is. What do you guys think? What kind of opinions do you have? Deb says, I totally get that. It needs to be aired on TV somewhere somehow. That's a really good point too. You would think that, and maybe again, it's a staffing issue. It's the nature of the pandemic kind of thing. I'm going to leave that up there for just a second. It's the nature of the beast with this pandemic, but obviously if it were to like air on the local station, the jury station or something, for example, some kind of closed circuit local type thing would be ideal. The only thing is, obviously, there would have to be staff there to make that happen, and I don't know what jury situation is with the school and whatnot, but I would imagine that has a lot to do with it as well. But surely there's got to be some avenue that could be taken, and I think it is. I think you're on the right track. I think it's a matter of getting it on a bigger platform. The only problem in most cases, with getting it on a bigger platform is the fact that there's no funding, which makes it even harder, which makes it not worth somebody wanting to try and even attempt to take on. So I don't know. There's a lot to be discussed. I know there's lots of other groups and other people trying to come up with solutions and whatnot. It's just hard. I know Sammy is working hard. I know there's just individuals that are coming together trying to come up with ways. We're trying to make the best out of a really shitty situation, and I will 100% give kudos to that. But it's really tough. It just really is. Richard says support is important. Maybe the platform is the answer. Got to get creative there. People lose interest fast at home. No, I agree. And I mean, having done a podcast now this is my 7th episode, so 7 weeks in a row. This is my first one being late for, so again, apologize. But that being said, this is this day and age, people are used to fast, short video clips. That's why TikTok is such a great app, I guess, for the kids. Vine was the same way. Even Instagram and stuff like that. Like even Facebook. Look at the stories. Like people are going to stories instead of actual Facebook posts and stuff. It's just short attention span theater is the name of the game this day and age. So Rich says no social element in your living room. Yeah, there is no social element in your living room. I mean, I kind of liken it almost to like watching a movie. it's again sign of the times. But I can remember being a kid and getting the family together to watch a movie because you knew that a certain movie would come on Saturday at 7, and you'd gather the family and it'd be a whole event. You get your popcorn and your drinks ready and that kind of thing. And that's kind of what I imagine in my head anyway. What people are doing as they're watching the show right now, I have no idea, but that's kind of what I imagine. But I know that times are changed, so everything's so tangible and so right at your fingertips to access that. Yeah, it is. There's no social element. Any social element comes from the people that you're in the room with. So that inherently makes it hard. Maybe some sort of sponsorship that would pay the bands. Funny you say that, Josh. That's actually the exact avenue that we were looking to take with Sunset Productions. The hard part, and I think, honestly, that is the best situation that could happen because there's businesses that need to have their patients, clients, customers, whatever they may serve, let them know that they still have a presence, that their doors aren't closed or that they've got limited hours or whatever. So they need a avenue to express that. And something like this would be a great way. The problem that we found lies in they're laying off staff or they've closed their business for amount of time that they don't even know. And so therefore they don't want to spend money on advertising. And that's kind of what it is advertising for them. So it's very hard. It's a big, hard cookie to try and cut up. I don't know how to say that. Like there's so many factors and so many moving objects in that. It just really is. It's not there's no clear cut answer. That's why nobody's like shot off and rocketed into success with live streaming. I've seen all the way from locals all the way up to national touring acts. I saw who was that? The Flaming Lips. They have a very eclectic and eccentric type show in general anyway, and like the lead singer will be in like the big bubble boy kind of bubble. Well, they took that idea and gave audience members those same inflatable bubbles, and so everybody's in that. And I mean, that's cool for maybe a show, but most concert goers don't want to go to be entrapped in a plastic bubble, and it's just, yeah, so much about this is hard. And I appreciate everybody doing all that they can to try and, do their part. It's just a matter of keeping the community together, even if we're not doing it in the same circumstances we normally would. So things like this, a big reason why I launched this during this quarantine pandemic kind of situation is to try and keep, togetherness and keep united with the community. That's why I have local musicians on as guests, and that's, I just really try to do my part to keep the sense of family, the sense of togetherness there. So Richard says, you don't hear the same thing on video for rock. More intimate acoustic stuff works well, but rock needs to be felt more than seen and heard. That's very true. And also, Richard, there's way more production involved in rock and that kind of stuff, in metal, versus acoustic, where it's, by nature more intimate, smaller, less production. There's just so much less that goes into it, which inherently means less overhead. It's easier for people to invest in and get going on. So yeah, it is what it is. I like the back and forth here. You guys are coming up with some really good ideas and suggestions. And this is not a end of the conversation. Like, this is going to be an ongoing trying to perfect and better the process. Who knows how long we're in this for, and if this is the only time that we're in for this. I hope not. I hope we're getting closer and closer to the end. I very much miss the way that things were, and that's, selfishly, that's only been a matter of months ago. So yeah, it is what it is. But I'm going to go ahead and we'll move on. As you may or may not know, obviously this is there's been part of the show tonight that's been pre-recorded because both Justin and Tom had shows to get to. So that's also exactly, and not on them. It's not on them by any means, but just the nature of trying to upload videos and stuff. That's where the technical difficulties came in and whatnot. Again, on this old slow computer over here. So, but yeah, Deb, you say you hope so too. Yeah, I really and truly hope that we get back to normal. And I'm not talking like the new normal. I'm like, and maybe, it's one of those things, like, I hope there's no new normal, but if there is, I'm down for that. It's just times are really hard for everybody right now on lots of different levels, you know, and not even just that, like people's mental states are subpar to what they used to be and what is normal there, and that's a whole nother thing. I can't tell you how many people have reached out to me and how many people I've reached out to that you know, really kind of seem at the end of their rope, and this is a time to be there for each other and one another. It's not a time to throw people under the bus and to try to be divisive. I have a lot of thoughts and a lot of feelings, and I don't really want to. I'm trying not to get too political on this. In these times, it's seemingly extremely hard. By nature, I am a kind of personality that likes to unite people and bring people together. I don't like to highlight things that push people apart. So, and there's a lot of that. It's like navigating a minefield. So, Richard says, "Thanks, Jared, for your efforts here. Really cool." I appreciate that, Richard. That does mean a lot to me. As you well know, there's a lot of work that goes into the behind the scenes of making the show. So that's why I just wanted to have this, you know, in between the pre-recorded stuff. I want to have an opportunity for us to chat live, and we'll have a few more of these through the night. So yeah, let's get back to the fun and games, and we will continue the show.
Musicians, do your shows need that extra layer of fun and excitement? Wow your fans with next level production. Let Sunset Productions help you up your game. We can create custom and unique sound, lighting, and video packages designed just for you and your budget. Let's work together and give our community the shows they deserve. Contact Jared Isaacs and check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Sunset Productions. Don't be a jukebox. Be an experience.
All right, and just like that, we're back.
Looks awesome.
Oh, you like that little Sunset production spot there?
Absolutely, man.
Very cool.
Absolutely.
Well, hey,
Freaking sleek.
speaking of
Absolutely,
production,
man.
Tom Hembree is the production guru around this 417 area. Now don't start your blushing now, because we're just touching the surface.
On, man.
Okay, so real talk, everybody that does know Tom already knows this, and if you don't know Tom, here's why. Tom is poster child for, hey man, get away from me with that camera, or I just want to be behind the scenes, man, and that kind of thing. So this is a big leap of faith in me for Tom to just come out and be on the camera and do a podcast in general, let alone actually spending time talking about him. So for that, Tom, thank you. I do realize what you're doing here, and I appreciate that.
No, absolutely, man. Again, it has to be the right setting for me. It's just
true. Yeah, very true.
I love doing I'd love to be doing the podcast, just not from this side of it.
Right. Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah. No, I've seen, like, even in the time that we've been here live, like, your eyeballs are just like everywhere. You're like, oh, I would improve that. I would do this. That's really good. That's working great. This is great. I don't know. Yeah. You keep saying and that's cool, but so
cool.
And getting to know my guests, who have mostly been musicians. I have had people that are not musicians, but I like to try and showcase a little bit of the person that I'm interviewing in action, in their element.
Oh no!
So
I have no idea.
Well, here's the deal. If you only, you mentioned earlier, like, how much work did I put into this? This is where all the work went, because I had to dig so deep to find this.
No.
So, Tom, I found a little piece of video of you in your element, and I'm dying to show the people.
Oh no.
So let's take a look.
Is there commenting behind this?
Oh, you can feel free to comment. But there is some gold content right here, Tom. I'm gonna take you off the screen so it makes you a little more comfortable.
All right.
This is from a ways back. You're a little bit younger, but I did manage to dig up some dirt.
This is a YouTube video from somebody else with my face on it.
Yo, I'm hopping
Yep,
all
that's
around. I'm a pink bird. I'm walking all around. Better drink some Wawa. I'm just flamingo. I'm coming on your
Bad day,
shoreline.
man.
Here I go.
I
I'm
had a
gonna
bad day.
peacefully drink. Yo, I'm slowly creeping up to your front yard.
Is this your
Nothing
beginnings of
threatening
production
here.
with
I'm
this
just
green
the
screen?
flamingo.
No, actually,
I'm the flamingo and I'm coming
the actor
up
didn't
to
show
you.
up, so I had to do
is
the
that
bit.
your child? I'm gonna rip out his
that's how I am
motherfucking
usually behind the
eyeball.
scenes.
I'm gonna rip out his goddamn
I usually dress like that most of the time off camera.
Yeah, is this like you're going to the kitchen to get your morning cup of coffee look?
Shit, that's all day, brother. All day long. What are you talking about?
There is some foreshadowing a
You
little
can't
bit.
see my tattoos there. Though.
Oh, true. Which makes me kind of sad.
Time for grandma.
Yes.
Grandma. It's time for grandma.
Now, I wrote this when I was in my teens, and my grandmother was very important to me.
Yeah?
And so I thought, what better tribute? Time to give it a tribute for it. Well, I didn't mean to call her a bitch. No, that was bad. But I mean, other than that,
I bet you got grounded for this.
You know what? No. She didn't like the internet.
Now, there's some foreshadowing coming up. I believe there's some foreshadowing coming up.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Here in a minute, I believe. I did preview this once.
Is this where the Canadian anthem comes in?
Aren't flamingos a Canadian state bird or country bird?
No, actually they aren't. We don't allow them up north. No.
Fair.
Too long necks.
I thought you were going to say too colorful.
Well, that too. But
They're pink, not red.
now this is where I went a little too far right here.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I wish you would pull it together.
Yeah. Makeup.
Now here comes your foreshadowing, which I thought was a nice touch.
Oh, God.
Then for dinner, I think I'm going to do croutons and maybe a light baby spinach.
Yeah.
I think I might do baby spinach.
Microgreens up.
But first your sister, and first your sister, and then your sister's sister, and then your brother's sister. That's right.
I just got a text right there.
Yeah, oh, is that what it
Yeah,
was?
well, that's what happened in the writing and creation. I just gotten a text off camera. Somebody let me know.
Oh, that was.
Yeah, and see, again, it went too far right here. Yep, see. Yeah, I should
That was absolutely the most fantastical thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, no shimmying. I have to learn. No shimmying.
No shimming.
No shimmying.
Okay, so I did do a little actual digging, and it didn't take long because I actually had to take the picture myself. But there's Tom in his actual, in his state of euphoria. This is how he works. This is how a lot of people see him behind the scenes. They see the back of his head, and
State of focus.
him right at work. So yeah, this was actually taken at the Mood Ring Circus live stream there at Shuffle. I came in, and some of the video that we saw earlier, the shots that were like head on, Justin, to you, I was the one on that camera because there was like internet issues or something was going on, and we finally got those figured out and were able to go back live. And so by that time, cameramen had dispersed and that kind of stuff, and Tom's like, "Hey Jared, grab a camera," and I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah, the cameraman that had dispersed was my son.
Oh well, there you go.
So you know,
he
he's
probably
only-
had way
he's-
better things to do.
he's
than,
only into the local music scene, unfortunately. But
I can relate. Anthony is the same way. He's like, God, do I have to go? I'm like, yes, you have to go.
yes, yes.
So Tom, this is you doing the live stream there at Shuffle, the Licks live interactive concert series. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about how things on your end work from a technical aspect. Whenever I jumped on camera, the reason I'm asking is we are very different in the way that we do our videography, if you will.
Sure.
You're making live calls, which is more of a TV background aspect of things. Right. Like that's how a TV director will do. You'd have your headset and you hear just like nonstop chatter from the director and stuff. Me, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wait and see what this shot is, and okay, he's got a cool shot, I'm gonna switch to that, and oh, he's got an even better shot, I'm gonna switch to that. Oh, he walked in front of the camera, get off that. And it's just all in my head. You actually verbalize it, and I think that's a big help. So do you come from the TV background? Is that how you're able to make those calls?
Yeah, I was raised in it, really. I mean, from a young age.
Did they have TV back then?
Yes, they did, actually. You know, when I was about 23, they invented TV. We got black and white for a while.
Yep.
But, you know, it quickly went to color, you know.
Right. Well, because you were born, right?
Mostly, yes. I mean, let's be
You
real.
brought color into the world.
Right.
Thank you, Justin.
That's
I appreciate that. That's yeah. No, I mean, I was raised. It was weird. You know, I know we're gonna get to the Canadian thing eventually.
Sure.
And that'll bring in the band that I do.
Right.
I mean, still, when I was in Canada, I moved up there when I was in the 8th grade, and to live with some family.
Okay.
And my family was in television a little bit on the periphery around a big church. You know,
Okay.
I'm a pastor's kid, grew up that way.
Yeah.
And so my family was at a, you know, back then there wasn't many mega churches. So this was really kind of an anomaly.
Now you're talking your family here in the States?
Yes.
Okay.
But my uncle, who is from the, you know, all my family's here in the States, moved up there because you could get a work visa to do that. And the church recruited him from another church here in the U.S.
Gotcha.
And so that's how he went up there.
Gotcha.
Big building and everything. But what happened in Canada was really interesting because Canada was kind of a leader in cable television, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Canada.
Like how so? You mean with the shows that they had, or just the ability?
Oh no, equipment-wise.
Right.
In our little suburb of Toronto called Brampton, Rogers Cable, which is literally, I think, the largest cable
Network.
network in the world, even. What they did was they invested money into a professional studio right at the cable station, and
Gotcha.
that was all part of an initiative by the government to create content because of cable having so many more channels accessible.
Way more. Yeah, that's very true. Like
And-
when TV was first invented and when everybody had 3 channels, that was, you didn't have a lot of choice. And then boom, as soon as cable hit, it's like, holy crap. People, like you said, I remember people scrambling for content and like trying to fill spots like for a 24/7 schedule. It's
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And they were literally this particular location, because it was in close proximity to the corporate offices in Toronto, was really a test bed in a lot of ways.
well, Toronto's a
Massive city.
mega city for a lot of
Mega.
film and TV
Absolutely,
production.
especially
Yeah.
now.
Mhm.
Back then, you're still talking about to go and do a remote, you've got, an 18-wheeler to do anything or more.
You're talking like for a TV truck
Yeah,
and
to
that.
do
Yeah.
something
Mhm.
like that. So having access to high-end cameras and being in a studio situation was just almost unheard of. And, I was, 13 years old.
Gotcha. So
And-
at 13 years old, were you like you are now, like with the headset, kind of listening into somebody making these calls and that kind of stuff?
Well,
or
how it got into it, with my family being in it, they were looking for people to do a production to use it. And
gotcha.
So
to like sell to the network or whatever.
oh no, this is cable access. So they have a channel and they have to fill. This was
I'm
cable
with you.
access
Yes.
before Wayne's World and stuff like this.
Yes, I'm
okay?
with you.
And so what was happening was they were just literally begging people. And so because the church was a big church, they had come to our family and said, hey, we'd like you to make some programming. And so my family had been in it some before that, but mostly in a guest type of thing, not as an owning and hosting or having a program kind of a thing.
Sure.
And so what came out of that is my cousin, who's a few years older than me, within almost no time, basically running the place. Because
Wow.
nobody knows how to use the equipment.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's very early on.
Yeah.
And so I got access to things. And I mean, we'd be doing a show in there, and he's running everything in the control room. I'm running back and forth between cameras, giving, times on countdowns, running back in, generating, hitting the graphics generator because he's in the middle of trying to switch. And
Right.
it just was this, everybody talks about, sometimes there's these periods of time that you get to be a part of, and they can be boring or they can be really exciting. Between the ages of 14 and 24, I got to see cable access all the way to the first digitizing a video onto a computer.
Wow.
And that was my growth period in television and everything. So I got exposed to a lot of things, but because I was young and got exposed to those, it opened a lot of doors for me. And it's still to this day, it's weird. I have this weird thing where I get access. People somehow will tell me things, or they'll connect me with somebody else.
Yeah.
And it's
Well, your ears are more in tune to that too, because you've had the experience since being a kid that when somebody says something, your ears kind of perk up,
Absolutely.
and you're able to recall that. Oh, he said so and so, and so yeah.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you the advantage of coming from an analog background, and watching the transition and going into digital, is understanding the little things that a lot of people who are only grounded in digital don't know, whether it's with video especially, that I talk about terms sometimes with guys and they just gloss over.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, okay, I shouldn't do that.
That deer in the headlights.
And it's
look,
it's all those little things like that, though. I learned in television the little things, the attention to detail and the caring about a lot of those little things holds true in any level of production. Like what we do with different bands and different events and things like that you and I both work on. It's all about it's not that I'm the lowest priced. It's not that I'm the biggest. I don't advertise. I don't do anything like that. I mean, it's very relational for me. It's a hobby business in a lot of ways. I really like the relationships that I build and get built out of it.
Yes.
But more than anything, it's the creative outlet I need. I was brought up in a musical home. and just went to the dark side, to the behind the scene
Right.
part of it, and that's what I really enjoy. I've been in front before. I don't need that.
You got all that out of your system?
It's people think being in front of the camera and being the guy that is doing everything is really feels great and everything. There's a whole lot of insecurity that goes with it. There's a whole lot of fighting off everything from defensiveness to hurt feelings to not being cocky. There's all kinds of it.
Lots of layers there for sure.
And by being the youngest kind of in my family and watching, I really just had to observe a lot. Even though I talked a lot, I still had to observe more.
Mm-hmm.
And so I learned how to work with vulnerable people and people in front of the camera, guys like Justin who are in front of him, they're very vulnerable.
Sure.
And
you have a very comforting spirit to you, like you're able to translate all the technical jargon and give them a condensed version of this is what information you need, and it makes them feel calm and comfortable.
Yeah, and I would say that,
to that too, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, I can say this, coming from a church background and everything, the one thing I probably benefited the most by watching older members of my family, and I give them all the credit in the world for giving me opportunity and a place to learn it, and not letting me get too awfully arrogant about it and keep kind of beating me down so I would stay grounded. But that's the gratuitous family plug. But I mean, when it comes to an artist up front, yeah, you want it to sound good, yeah, you want it to look good, but all of that doesn't matter if that guy up there, you've pissed him off because you've acted like an ass, or you've acted defensively instead of humbly, and it's a servant role. And my background allows me to be able to be comfortable in that role.
Yes.
And it's actually where I find a lot of satisfaction.
Yes.
Like I did the final Mood Ring Circus show down at Southbound, which is not necessarily a place I typically would like to go and do a show on a stage that lack of depth.
Yes,
nice
no,
place, don't get me wrong. It's just
100%.
not where I would love to do
It's
things.
a vastly different atmosphere than what you're used to with some of the bands that you work with, and it's not. I agree. It is not a knock on the establishment or the bands that play there. It's literally just the layout, and it's just the way it is. It's a totally different. I get it.
Dedicating a lot of space inside of a restaurant, bar and restaurant is a big commitment, man. So I mean, I applaud what they have. It's just it's just different.
100%.
And but what I love about that is I get to come in and do something different. That just walk in, have a challenge.
That's why I'm not a venue guy. I don't like. I've had offers to be the house sound or lighting or whatever kind of engineer, and it's like I need that change of pace, that vulnerable, up for anything, and then somebody throws you something random and you have to deal with it that quick. I like that challenge. So
yeah. I mean, for me, the idea was never that I didn't want that challenge either. It's about how, and we've talked about this as we've looked at stuff. For me, it's about how do I make that the least uncomfortable and the least painful of a setup and a teardown and a get in and out, but yet still have flexibility.
Yeah, no, efficiency is definitely your strong suit.
I love the creative challenge of that.
Yeah,
maybe too much.
You spoke on something that's a dead ringer. So I did a show recently also at Southbound, and anytime that you go, like I said, sometimes there's going to be curveballs thrown your way and you have to deal with it in the best situation possible. And Southbound has just recently done a really nice job of updating their stage and stuff, and flown some of their sound system and whatnot, which has made a massive help. But in the course of all that change, like there's still certain things that need to be tweaked or whatever, and so I had been used to going in there, setting my stuff up, and it's flawless. And anytime you change anything, there's going to be some kind of little something. And so we had an issue with one of the speakers, and I don't want to get long-winded on this, but we were having issues, and through sound check, and you could see the demeanor of the band just go from, hey, I'm happy to be here, to oh god. And so in between the time that we finished sound check and they started playing, I was still like a mad scientist tweaking with stuff. And then they got on stage, and I was able to see him go from and get that glow back. And it's not even a power thing, it's a responsibility thing. And you hit the nail on the head on that. It's a servant kind of role. Like, we are serving the people on stage and trying to present them in the best light possible to all the people that are there in attendance. And it is our job, and we can definitely be responsible for either bringing up their spirits or killing it and bringing them down. And that's the worst feeling.
Well, to me, there's two really cool feelings. Like, for instance, I'll use Mood Ring Circus in their last show. Somebody mentioning something or reaching out a month or so ahead and saying, hey, can you do this? Yeah. looking forward to going and doing it, getting there and preparing, and the slight bit of anxiety that comes with, is everybody going to like it?
Right.
Is something that can keep you sharp as a musician. Same thing, man. Are people going to like this song? I got to
Right.
really make sure it's
Right.
really,
Right.
you know,
Or I
produced
just got
out.
this new guitar and I haven't even had a chance to try it out yet. I hope it works.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Or if
so
I remember these songs or not.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's true too. I'm sure
Yeah, I can
Alex
relate to
especially
that.
thought that.
oh, I bet. But I mean, like with them, when they walked in, you know, they're already excited. And so when they walk in and everybody starts looking around and going, oh, wow, yeah, okay. And then you can see, and you start, you know, throwing a little bit of it out there when after they're done setting up, try to help, you know, build a good vibe for the band. And then by the time they're done, you know, doing their run through or whatever, man, I hope I've done half of a song so that they really, oh, okay, this is what's coming tonight.
Right.
And
Yes.
if that's a 5% help, cool.
Mission accomplished. 100%.
Yeah, I mean, if it just helps them on the emotional side,
Yep.
5%, and you know, I'm sure we'll talk a little bit about this. You know, as we talk a little more about
Mhm.
the band I'm most known for
Sure.
working with.
Yep.
That long-term relationship and that reliance is a big part of why I like doing what I do.
Yes, and the band that I work with, same thing.
Yeah.
Like whenever I'll never forget the first show and like hitting some of the light cues and stuff, and they're just like, and you could see like
Yeah.
them physically start to have a better show.
Yeah,
and
just play,
but,
guys.
but the thing is, then that becomes something that is relied upon, and so if that's not there for them, something's missing.
Well,
So
sometimes you got to be covered. You know, sometimes a guy's
Yeah.
sick, and you know when there's something else going on and everything, the pressure sometimes can help. And again, if that's another 5% lowered the pressure that
Right.
the band feels, because okay, if we're not on our hottest energy tonight, we still have a show.
Right. No,
And-
that goes back to the responsibility factor. Like you are also responsible for helping raise the morale of the band and stuff, and supporting them
If
when
you
they're
can.
when they're having those kind of days. Yeah, exactly. If you
Yeah.
can.
And that starts when they show up.
Yeah.
You know, prepped and ready, smile on your face. I mean, that's the one thing that you know, I've got one or two guys that work with us that sometimes can be surly guys. And, you know, I tell
Yeah.
them. But you know what? It's to watch a change of that even over just a few years of working with them. It's really cool to see that, because you know, you get to see change, you get to see improvement in people, you get to build relationships at all levels.
Yeah.
And so, you know, that support for a band, you know, done correctly, can help them raise their level, because I think it gives them confidence to raise their level. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
not always about that, you know, oh, this show is this much responsible because it's this big to help this band do this. No, it's a part, it's a tool, and if the band chooses to do that, and chooses to really push it and accentuate it and help it make their brand or something like that, those are all positive things. But
Yeah.
it's a commitment like anything.
Yeah, for sure. Those are really good points that you bring up, and I do want to get into more of those. But first, let's play another game. Damn. This is the genesis of the podcast in itself, the Audio Roast Podcast. This is a segment called Covering Covers. Yeah, glad that our audio is working correctly. We've got all the kinks worked out there, I hope.
Cool.
So we're gonna do a little random video selection. Have you guys ever seen the TV show Press Your Luck? And so it's like the no whammy stop. Okay, well you've
This
got.
I might be slightly better at.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad that I'm making you feel
Visuals.
better about this. Yes, visuals for sure. So it's going to have a random video generator. So you tell me to stop whenever you want to stop. Justin, I'm actually going to start with you on this. So let me pull this up here.
Stop.
All right. So whenever you're ready, tell me to stop whenever you're feeling good about it, Justin.
Stop.
God Bless the USA, as done by Lee Greenwood, done by Dave Bray. So before I click this, let me pull up some information here.
I don't know what that is.
What are we doing?
Oh, okay. Well, I'll tell you here in a second.
Okay.
So Dave Bray uploaded this video on January 20th of 2020. He has 900 views on this video and has 7,000 subscribers to his channel. Dave Bray is a U.S. veteran, and he is known or is now a national touring musician, singer, and songwriter, and has dedicated his musical career to supporting U.S. veterans, active duty military, fire police, and first responders. He considers his music a continuation of his service and uses his powerful voice to honor our American heroes. So let's hear it for the patriotic entertainer, Dave Bray. So, Tom, you asked, basically, we're either going to roast this person or we're going to toast this person. He's either going to be really great, and we're going to talk about kind of maybe what makes him great or what we like about it. And if he's awful, we're going to gut and quarter him.
Awesome. Who's up for some gutting and quartering?
Right.
Here tomorrow, all the things were gone. I worked for all my life.
There was a time in my life I looked a lot like this guy.
I can see that.
He's got the cool dad
Oh, wait, let me cover up.
sunglasses on.
Let me cover up. Yeah, exactly.
Living here today.
I like his microphone.
SM7B.
SM7B.
Yeah, I've been wanting to get an SM7B for a while.
Couple of
Same.
nerds and a musician.
Same.
Awesome.
Yep. One of these days, that's what these will be.
And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died and gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up.
Are either of you familiar with the original version of this by Lee Greenwood?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I've been to a fireworks show in the Midwest.
Yeah,
okay.
true. No, so to put those two against each other, like he's really kind of rocking it up a little bit in certain spots, which I think is refreshing.
Yeah, it's crossover country rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for him. He seems like he's carved an inch out for himself and
Yeah.
doing something positive for the world. So
Exactly. Yeah.
I toast to him.
Yeah.
Same. I'll toast to
Toast.
him.
Toast, my friend.
Detroit,
If I had coffee, I would toast.
New York,
I'm faking. This is for TV only.
You can grab you another cup over there, Tom.
Awesome coffee. Coffee. Might do that.
I will say that I wish he would work on making his vibrato a little more full. It sounded a little thin on that, but that's me being nitpicky, and I shouldn't be, because I think he's doing great.
And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. Woo!
Yeah, buddy. That's a little Lee Greenwood action for you. So,
Awesome.
Yeah. Somewhere around here.
He was reaching right when he had to really go to the top. He was hitting the edge.
That's what that's what I was referring to. Yeah,
Good
it
for
sounded
him
just
to
a
stop,
little bit
though.
thin, but he was able to get there.
I'm
So
trying to remember.
kudos for that.
He sounds like somebody. I can't remember.
Yeah. So I thought the same thing, Justin. I'm still having a hard time putting my finger on it, but I agree.
Maybe the Tesla guy. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh shoot, what was his name? Yeah. But yeah, how it's like thin like that, and that really quick vibrato does remind me of Tesla. I can get that, but I do feel like there's somebody more current. I say more current. Like when I say more current, I speak like an old man, and I think like the year 2000.
Get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn. Yeah. So whenever Tom, are you ready? We're gonna give you a spin on the wheel here.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. You're good. So tell us whenever you feel good about it.
Stop. Oh, jeez.
Born in the USA by Great Gig, as originally done by Bruce Springsteen.
This will be butchered. I can just tell.
Do you think so?
Yeah,
Okay. All right. So
this is gonna get butchered.
I'm going to tell you that Great Gig is from Sweden. This was recorded in November of 2017.
Butchered.
They have 2,500 views on the video, and they have 52 subscribers. And I'm pretty sure I looked for confirmation, but I'm pretty sure that they are a Bruce Springsteen tribute band. So anytime that there's a tribute band, I feel like there's a higher chance that they'll be better.
Yeah,
So-
I agree.
So we'll
Sorry.
see.
Yeah,
We'll see.
spoiled me with that information.
Yeah, we'll see. Let's check out the production on this too.
too big of a show not to be good.
Right.
Yeah, it's a giveaway.
Is that an LED back there?
Looks like it.
That does look like it. I couldn't tell if it was a banner at first or not, but no, I see
It
the
could
video.
be rear projection,
Yeah.
the laser projector.
That takes so
something.
much space to do rear projection.
Oh yeah. Some of these older theaters, though, they have it.
Yeah.
If they're doing, any kind of a theater production, they can.
I was just listening to this record like a couple days ago, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is a really good record.
It is a good record. Yeah. I have mixed feelings personally about Bruce.
Yeah.
I think the songs are pretty okay, but sometimes I have to be in the right mood. But a lot of times I just feel like he's just yelling a lot, and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, there's a
Definitely,
constant urgency.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's not enough dynamics for me. I
Yeah.
guess is what I really mean.
Yeah. I like Born to Run a lot. That's a good
That's a
album.
great song.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a great song. Unfortunately, it's not patriotic to be featured in this week's episode.
It's not.
Not patriotic enough.
Born to run for Congress?
Well, okay, maybe that's the problem. It's too political. It's too American.
Well, these guys definitely have their thing figured
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, they do. I mean,
That's
4 backup singers and the whole thing. I'm here to say I'm toasting it. Yeah.
Yep, I just toasted. I don't want another drink. my lips burned.
Come on,
yes.
give us something to roast.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me guess what
let's-
this one will be.
Well, let's see. Justin, when are you feeling froggy? Jump. We're an American band by Grand Funk Railroad, but this is done by 3D In Your Face.
Okay, how many
Um,
views? This is going to tell it if the views are high. It'll be a
Okay,
train
so
wreck.
let's see here. Somewhere I had. Oh God. There we go.
I don't know how you play the drums and do that both at the
Oh,
same time,
dude,
man.
it's hard. I have little hands down here that are
So much
yeah.
talent.
So 3D in Your Face uploaded this video November 26th of 2015. They have 2,100 views, 205 subscribers, and this was held at the 21st Saloon in Omaha, Nebraska. Easy for me to say. And one of their band members is who posted this, and he says, "Hello, I am Sam Spade Morris, the bass player for the nation's #1 80s hair metal glam rock tribute band, 3D in Your Face."
But this song came out in like 1970.
Well, yeah. I feel like they've copied and pasted the.
What's with you and the details, man? Come on.
They're from Omaha, Nebraska. If you dig hair metal, glam rock, sleazy metal, punk rock, or just good old fashioned rock and roll, you will enjoy 3D in Your Face.
What's sleazy metal? Can somebody define?
I mean,
that
I could
for
give you
me? Or is that
bands.
for another chart? So somebody could be on another chart.
I mean, basically, yeah. It's a subgenre of a subgenre.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
there we go.
So yeah, let's see here. I think there's. I also see notes down here that there might be some production to kind of look at.
Enjoy. Yeah,
So yeah, we'll see.
timing's everything.
Good crowd.
It was Dan Fritz.
That's what I was about to say too. That looks like it. There he is again, Dan Fritz.
Dan Fritz, get out of that audience.
Oh,
I don't love the mix.
same. Okay, I already have a question. How is? I'm gonna say I'm not gonna toast them. How the hell do bands like this have that much production? Tom, do you have an answer?
Yeah. Usually I find that really successful real job provides things like this for some bands.
That is a lot of production. I'm talking like
Yeah.
tens of thousands of dollars of production.
Yeah.
Easily.
And I don't even like it that much.
No, yeah.
It's there's
I like his tattoo on his shoulder.
Yeah.
I wonder how much that hurt.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the pain.
There's
Dan
just
Fritz in the front row just getting it, wishing he was up on stage.
I cannot believe Dan Fritz he's in every music video ever.
He's an
made.
attention whore.
Good
I mean, that's,
God.
yeah.
Where's Tara?
The one.
The one.
Oh, great tattoo.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I bet that hurt a lot.
This is,
Yeah, the Sharpie was probably very sharp at the end.
so this is like
Tom, do you
not
want
a
a
glam
tattoo?
song.
You know what? No, I'm good. Unless you're a really good artist. Then we can just-
No. I could do the one.
Yeah, that's a lot of vomiting of production.
Why does he
there.
keep doing that?
Well, because he's trying to get himself back to being on key.
I don't love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is
yeah.
It's like an 80s version of a song that's not an 80s song. Which, I mean, I know that's like getting down to the fringe of like things to
I
bitch
just
about,
think
but
if you're gonna do that much production and you're gonna take a video and make something,
wouldn't you work on your craft?
well, no, I mean, just wouldn't you have good audio?
Yeah.
True.
I mean, you
Yeah,
know what I'm
no, that-
saying? I
yeah.
mean, if you're going through all of that
All of
expense
that production.
and everything, and then
To not be able to hear it.
Yeah.
it's exquisitely mediocre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is so perfect.
It's
Very well stated, Justin.
That's a roast.
Yeah. Oh.
Not a
we've got
toast,
bonus
that's a roast.
content. We've got bonus content. You ready? I've got a picture of this band, a promo shot.
Oh, this will be good.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Yeah,
They all look like they have day
guys,
jobs.
Yeah, guys, that's dad rock right there.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
that's dad rock.
I mean, there's.
I wonder if anybody's got real hair going on or.
I literally feel like the two in the middle should be in the same band, and the two on the outside should be in the same band. They shouldn't all four be in the same band.
I don't know why, but the
Do
guy.
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, the guy on the left looks like he should be like in an Edward Scissorhands movie or like
Or cover
The
band.
Cure or so I don't know. The guy on the far right though, in the I Love Rock, is that Mike Rumsey? It looks like Mike Rumsey from Transylvania, and
Dude,
I mean all kinds of. He's in like 18 different bands,
I
but
think that's a chick, bro.
no, come on.
Yeah, I think that's a chick. Justin's looking closer. What do you think? Do you think that's a chick? You see what I mean in the
I think they're all
cheekbones and stuff?
chicks. I
Plead
think they're
the
all chicks.
fifth.
I think the human on the right is a chick. I'm gonna get in trouble, man. I'm gonna say something.
Let's
gonna
move.
hammer
Let's
me,
move
man.
right along.
Yes.
Okay, Tom, your turn again.
Oh, good.
Tell us when to stop when you feel.
Stop.
Oh.
Oh gosh.
Living in America by James Brown is done by Silo Gin.
This will be a remake.
Oh,
and
boy.
You can't remake
Okay,
anything
so
James Brown does.
The
I'm
Rolodex
sorry.
the Rolodex also just finished spinning, and I've got a crap ton of information about this guy. So this is going to be good. Silo Gin uploaded this video June 26th of 2018. He has 5,500 views, 3,500 subscribers, and he goes on to say that his channel includes various genre covers of swing, jazz, big band, acoustic guitars, ukulele performances, and covers, rock and pop covers, occasionally country, music concert videos, karaoke bar performances, film clips, badminton clips, badminton.
Okay. Yeah, you got me there.
Yeah,
What?
seems a bit odd. Music clips. My covers are recorded as if they were live performances. The vocals are not edited or tweaked. Even if I do use some reverb at times, echo during the performances using a Boss VE20, that's Tech Talk, attached to the mic and then connected to the mixer. Once the performance is done, it is uploaded to YouTube as it is. I do this as a serious hobbyist since I am starting my PhD in international law and international relations in 2019. Okay.
Did you really? Somebody really put that in the description? For the
He
video?
put all that in his own description. Yeah. Yeah.
Hi,
That's,
here's
I mean,
my life story.
Oh, bro.
here's everything. Hope you like it.
I play badminton.
Dude, you've got to have that on cut and paste in your computer.
Oh,
Somebody
yeah.
that does
That's
it, yeah.
Well, let's just say I did not rewrite that. Yeah. No, that's. Yeah.
No, I mean that guy has that
Oh.
on his computer. He's got that on like.
I think you just
cut
went
and
to
paste
to-
number 9.
Yeah, exactly. Random job generator description and just copy and pasted that. Yeah.
I underwater basket weave. I groom your dog.
Oh Lord. Okay, so let's
I'm
check
also
out.
a shaman.
Right. Yes. Let's check out
An online
Silo
shaman,
Gin
but I'm still a
doing "Living in America."
I love it.
I-
I love it already.
Dude, I don't want this guy to take the flag off. Don't remove the flag, dude. That's all I'm saying. Don't remove that flag.
Oh yeah, love them canned vocals.
Yeah.
Why is he using wireless? Just wondering.
It's freedom, man. He needs that fucking freedom.
Do you see? He's
I'm
even
just
got
wondering,
he's
though.
even got an American flag wrapped on his microphone. Can you see that?
Yeah, man, but I don't understand why he's on wireless. It screws up your quality.
You know what I think is great? Justin, do you see the acoustic?
Oh, thank God it wasn't what it could have been there.
Do you see the acoustic guitar and acoustic bass back there?
Oh yeah.
I'm glad he's not picking either of those up.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm waiting for it.
Dude, you know what? Can we do a Venmo or some campaign to get this guy a new frickin' flag? I mean, please. I mean, when you're an artist of this
Justin,
quality,
I want to hear you cover this song, this version.
dressed like that though.
Yes.
Completely has
I hope
to be
he's
in
got pants
costume.
on.
Is he even saying
does,
words? He's just.
Basically.
Dude, I think he just lost his lowers for a second there.
Station to station.
Dude, you know what gets me about this? This dude's freaking serious. This guy is serious right now. I mean, that's a serious.
I don't care what you say. I'm toasting the shit out of that.
Toasting the shit out of that too.
Absolutely.
That guy, man.
On just seriousness alone and selling it, got a toast.
Yeah, absolutely. So I did go ahead and check out a few of his videos on his channel that weren't that song. Dude, it's worth a look. Silo Gin is worth a look. He is uncovered, untapped gold. Yeah.
Dude, there's going to be a rush
Yeah.
there on YouTube.
Spoiler alert, he is a costume guy. So he had another song. I wish I could I should have wrote down what song it was. He was like all green beret, like the full get up, singing. It might have been Creedence Clearwater Revival song or something. But dude, I'm telling you, he is all in on this hobbyist PhD level karaoke.
Wow.
I give him 10 out of 10 badminton birdies.
Yeah. The only critique that I have on that is it really felt the whole time like his mom was going to come downstairs into the basement and say, "Shut that shit down."
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh man.
But I'm a professional, Mom.
Right. Working on my PhD. Ow! Ow!
Living in America.
Station to station.
Basement to basement.
Classroom
Oh,
to classroom.
right. Okay. Justin, I'm feeling good about this. Let's let you hit another one here. Oh, good call. Saturday in the Park by Chicago.
This
I'm
has
just gonna
got
say.
potential to go
I'm just
bad.
gonna say. I fucking love this song.
I really
fucking
love
love
this
this song.
song.
This is
So-
a banger.
Okay,
This is
well,
the
this-
banger to end all bangers.
This
right
better
here.
be a banger. So,
Yeah.
Quick story. Since you brought the word banger, in coming up with this podcast, the Audio Roast Podcast, of course, the biggest hurdle is coming up with a name and one that's creative, one that's unique, and one that's not already freaking taken. And we had one. Like Anthony and I were bouncing ideas back and forth, and he came up with the idea. Now, keep in mind, this was the genesis. This game of this podcast is like kind of roasting people and that kind of stuff. And it was called Bangers and Trash instead of Bangers and Mash.
Yes.
And it was taken. Nobody had uploaded anything since like 2009. But
course
and I'm
not.
like, So I was like, I'll just come up with something else. So
Bangers and trash.
Bangers and Trash. So that being said, the reason I bring that up is because you were talking about how much of a banger this song is.
banger.
It better be good. this rendition better be good. This is by Adam Plomaritas. I hope I'm saying that right. Featuring Noah Collins. This was uploaded June 20th of 2014. It has just under 20,000 views, and they have 220 subscribers. This is a live performance of the Chicago Classic at Back Seat Productions in Ann Arbor, Michigan.
It's at a production place.
Right. So let's hope that it's good. I already dig that right there.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
sounding
no
roads right
kidding.
there.
Those mic stands are worth $1,000.
Yeah. You and I are still the same. Like we see this stuff and just
Yeah.
instantly.
Are those Newmans? Do they have Newmans on there?
On the mics, yeah.
Yeah.
Those big ass,
This
those
is-
big ass
These are-
apples on there.
There's a bunch of college kids probably in a jazz class.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I toast them just for attempting this, number one. And then they pulled it off.
Yeah.
Frickin' A.
The tone is so warm in this. This is great.
Is that Quinn from Wicked Shimmy singing lead there?
It does look like Quinn.
And John Bon Jovi singing lead there? Behind the mic.
Yeah.
And the windscreen? Oh, no. He doesn't look like John Bon Jovi, no.
He looks more like Zach from Members Only.
Yes. Oh, dude. Stop it.
Great run.
This is literally one of my 2 songs from Chicago I know and like.
Oh, so we should have done this in reverse. Is that what
Oh,
you're saying?
yeah, absolutely. Oh, I'd have snapped out that song.
Yeah.
It's Quinn, I'm telling you, man. Dang.
Is Quinn from Michigan? We'll
I
find
have
out.
no idea. I just don't know what he's doing up there doing
I'll have
this
to have him on the show just to find out if he's from Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Ask him, what the hell are you doing over here with a bunch of college students playing? That guy's from a boy band.
Their voices go well together, I think.
It's a boy band material. Big V-neck. I did see him bite his lip, though. Yep, saw it.
Such a long time.
I love this part. Motherfucker! It's the best part.
Isn't this a music show? Damn it!
It's like you have to go to YouTube and watch it for yourself or something.
Oh, is he? He's getting YouTube.
Oh.
He's getting YouTube kickback.
Yeah, those guys.
What?
Yeah. What?
No,
I'm
watch
sorry.
it. What?
Did I say that out loud?
Oh my God, you tech
thought-
guy.
Thought I whispered that.
No, don't tackle tail on me.
I'll leave that alone.
Right. Let's see here, Justin. You picked that one, so let's give Tom one more. Tom, this is a easy way to redeem yourself and make sure you're on the right side of the tracks here. I think the train is coming in.
Fun.
Train is coming into the station on that one.
I just love watching him patiently wait. Stop.
Star-Spangled Banner by Roseanne Barr. This is the national anthem.
Imagine this for me. Sweet.
I don't have any notes on this. No notes are needed.
None are
This
needed.
is, I don't care what you say. This is
Roast.
freaking gold.
Roast.
Oh, God.
It depends. This one gets 2 marks. 1 for performance and 1 for just being fucking fun.
Are we all, Justin, have you seen this before?
I have not.
Oh,
Do you know who Roseanne Barr is?
I am aware of her existence. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that.
So everybody that knows me personally knows that my favorite show of all time is The Golden Girls. My second favorite show of all time is Roseanne. Roseanne can do no freaking wrong in my book.
That's awesome.
This included. This is great.
This is
I am pro this.
The thing is she's not trying to get on pitch. She's
No.
trying to get
Keep in
rid
mind,
of the booze.
she started her career as a stand-up comedian.
Oh yeah, she did do that.
The booze.
Oh yeah. This is actually a live audio roast.
Yeah.
Loud and proud, baby. Loud and proud.
Those booze. And here's what got her all the trouble right there.
The crotch
And-
pull and the
yeah.
spit.
That's what got her all the heat back in the day when this happened. I want to say this is in 92 or 93. This is during, like, Roseanne is on air and that kind of thing. And there's her husband, Tom Arnold. Yeah, she got so much crap for this. But oddly enough, the show carried on. Like, there was no ramifications. Not to get too political, but now she sends out a tweet and she's excommunicated from her own show. So,
Imagine.
boy, how times have changed. But no, man, that got her so much heat, like, all over the media.
That was a long time ago too, man.
It was, yeah. We are going to take one other little break here and come back and continue on the journey.
Cool.
I'm gonna have to.
Are you interested in being a guest? We want you. Please message or email if you are interested in becoming a guest for the show. We'd love to have music lovers of all kinds join in on our fun. Message and follow us on Facebook and Twitter at the Audio Roast Podcast. Or send us an email with questions, comments, suggestions, or topics you'd like to hear discussed to the Audio Roast Podcast at gmail.com.
I agree, Josh. Cancel culture does indeed suck. There is a lot to be said in today's social climate, political environment, that kind of thing. Nothing pisses me off or has pissed me off so far as bad as the news last week that the Golden Girls, of all shows, the Golden Girls had an episode pulled because of blackface. Being a longtime Golden Girls fan, I could tell you that the show had nothing to do with blackface. In fact, it was quite the opposite. It did nothing but point out the unity that needs to happen between different cultures and stuff. And yeah, again, I'm trying not to get too into this because it's an easy road to take, and I'm trying to be different from everybody else and offer kind of an escape from all that. But man, I tell you, cancel culture is real, and there is nothing shittier than cancel culture, because it's just yeah, live and learn and do better. Period. Move on. Don't try and erase what happened in the past. Richard, don't get me started. I agree. In fact, I'm just going to jump off the train now and change subjects. So yeah, yeah. There's so much to be said. It's almost like I need another podcast. It's just political as all get out. Watch it, Jared. They'll ban you too. Correct. The only difference is I don't have a network deal. So still working on that. If you know anybody, let me know. Okay, so we've got some more fun and games we're gonna continue on with. We are gonna do a new game that has never been done yet on the show. We've got that coming up. Speaking of new games, last week, Josh, thanks again for playing last week's new game, Virtual Password. That went really well. You're and on top, so we'll keep that involved in the future shows as a way to try and integrate more interaction with you guys watching. Like I really enjoy this live interaction. I don't know what do you guys think? I mean, when you think, obviously when you think podcast, you think audio only, and as you know, I do offer that because I'm trying to go across multiple platforms, not for the sake of going across multiple platforms, but an ease of access and a way to consume however best suits you and your needs. Some people like to just pull up YouTube and or Facebook or whatever and watch videos from there, and they're content with that. That's the way that Anthony is. He'll just spend hours and hours watching his phone. Some people are more, like they're at work or they're chilling at home or whatever, and they just want to put their phone in their pocket and put in some earbuds and listen that way. So, kind of let me know what you guys really want and how you watch or listen. Do you watch live? Do you watch the replay? That kind of thing. Would you prefer if we continue doing the live stream? Would you prefer if everything was, pre-done and recorded and just directly uploaded to YouTube, if it became more of a YouTube channel type thing in the typical fashion, or is this something that you enjoy? Do you also enjoy the back and forth, the live aspect and that kind of thing? Yeah. So, Richard, you'll do the political show with me? Yeah, I bet you would. We'd be canceled within the first 5 minutes. Are you kidding? Oh man. All right. Well, anyway, so that's that about the live stream. Let me know if you prefer the live stream, if you prefer listening to audio only, or if you think that just watching a weekly uploaded YouTube video would be something the more that you prefer. For the time being, I don't plan on changing. I personally enjoy the live interaction, and I'm trying to come up with games and stuff that involve you guys that watch along more. So that's that. We are going to get back to some more games. Again, this is a brand new game. So, yeah, let's get back to the show.
Mine says, so that's all I can say.
Okay, so we're back. We're gonna play us another little game. Tom is dying to know how we play this, so let's introduce this next little number. This is a game called Head Squeeze. This is a brand new game. We're trying it out.
There's no need to memorize complex rules.
Yes, that's just for you, Tom. Here's the rules. Each round, a player gets 1 minute to ask as many yes or no questions as needed to help identify the clue in your head squeezer. The only question that you cannot ask is, what am I? But at any point, you may ask, am I or am I the, that kind of thing. The other player can only answer with yes, no, could be, or I don't know. The first player to correctly guess 4 clues is declared the winner. So, as you can see, I've got all of our little clues here. I'm going to spread them out. Easier said than done. And I'm going to
Pre-production planning at its finest.
Right, exactly. So you can, let me see. I have to think about this. Don't look at your word because it's going to go on top of your head and you have to guess what the word is.
Okay.
So, and I'll put them on top of your head just so that we keep everything on the straight and narrow.
Okay.
All right, so
Having to do a lot of trusting. A lot of trust going in here.
That one.
okay, he picks this one.
So right now, Jared is moving across the room and is putting a card on Justin's head.
Ooh.
And now I'm picking one, and then he's going to put the card on my head.
All right.
Had to do some commentating.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Appreciate the cover.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is a
Dude,
word.
You have a card on your forehead, man.
What? How'd that get there?
I will say that you two have never looked better.
Thank you.
Okay, so Justin, you have a word on your head, and Tom's job is to try and get you to say the word on your head, and vice versa. You're going to make Tom say the word on there. So each player gets a 60-second timer to try and guess clues, and there's example clues on the back of your card that I gave you too.
Sample questions, right?
Sample questions, correct? Yes. So I'm going to start the clock,
So
and
I have to get him to say that word, correct?
you have
Just
to get
making
him to
sure.
say the word that's on his head
by
Yep.
just asking questions.
He will be asking you questions, and you have to say yes or no, or it could be, or
Oh,
I don't know. Yeah.
Bummer.
So
I can get him to say that word, no problem.
Okay. Well, let's put 60 seconds on the clock and see if you can get him to guess the word on Justin's head. So, Justin, are you ready to ask some questions about the word on your head?
I suppose.
All right, here we go.
Am I a thing?
Yes.
Can I be eaten?
Not really.
Do I use electricity?
Not what I'm asked, not what's on your head, not exactly.
Do I fit in a pocket?
Possibly.
Am I?
Depends on your pocket size.
Can I fly?
If made to, yes.
Do you wear me?
No.
What color am I?
It has to be yes or no question.
Oh, am I? Do I have 4 legs?
No.
Am I a city?
No.
Am I a room?
No. We're running out of time.
I don't know what I am. It's too vague. It's too vague.
Okay. Now, don't reveal it. Don't reveal it.
Bummer.
All the notes that you just had, keep in your head to his answers. Now we're going to flip the script, and you're going to get Tom to say the word on his head. So, 60 seconds on the clock.
Oh, no.
And here we go. Ask away, Tom.
Am I a person?
Yes.
Am I male?
Yes.
Am I old or young?
You're old. Ancient.
Am I dead or alive?
You're very, very dead.
Am I a Greek figure?
No, you're not that dead.
Am I a well-known historical figure?
Yes.
Was I good or bad?
You were good. For the most part. I mean, I think.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Was I in the military?
Yes.
Was I a general?
Yes.
Douglas MacArthur?
No.
Older.
Was I Revolutionary War?
Yes.
General Washington? Not George Washington.
Hey, you said it.
George Washington.
You got it, yeah.
I thought Washington would be enough. Okay. Hey, I won something.
Hey, and
so amazing.
keep in mind, America. Keep in mind.
Murica.
Okay, so we're going to go back, and Justin, try and guess what's on your head. 60 seconds begin.
Do I have? Am I color oriented?
No.
Do I? I don't remember the notes. Do I? Am I something you would use on the 4th of July?
Potentially, yes.
Am I celebration oriented?
No.
So I'm not fireworks.
No.
But I'm a thing.
Yes.
I can't be eaten.
No.
I can fly.
If made to, yes.
So it's an object that can be thrown.
Yes, very much so. Can be thrown.
Am I a paper airplane?
No.
Am I just an airplane?
No, but you're aerodynamic. Boom, sorry.
Am I a spoiler on a car?
No.
Time.
America.
Yeah, think American.
Think America.
Think American, but don't go there yet.
Oh, I have to do another one? Okay. I'm not looking either.
That's all right. There we go.
I now have a new card on my head.
Tom's got a new card, and we're going to start that clock in a timely fashion. And go.
Am I a person?
No.
Am I a place?
No.
Am I a thing?
You are a thing. Yes.
Am I alive?
Yes.
Am I larger than a bread box?
Relatively same size-ish.
Am I as larger than a microwave?
No.
Am I larger than a 8-track tape?
Yes.
Am I smaller? And I'm alive. Do I have 4 legs?
No.
Can I communicate with you as a human?
No.
Am I a cat?
No.
No. Well, it could be 3-legged cat. Sorry. Sorry, off track. Do I speak?
No.
Am I part of a species?
Yes.
Am I in the animal kingdom?
Yes.
Am I in the fur category?
No.
All right. And back to Justin trying to still guess his first word.
I remember my first word. Let's see. Am I fictional?
No.
Do I? Okay, so it's America, right? So let's see. Liberty Bell.
No.
Fucking. I don't know. So I can be thrown.
Yes.
But like, what am I? I don't know.
Think America. What would an American throw?
What would American? Parties.
What would they throw in their pastime?
In an organized fashion. With competition going on.
A baseball.
Oh!
I did it. I did it, you guys.
He did it.
He built.
I remember my first word.
Okay, Justin, pick you another word.
This one.
Okay.
Got me a word. Jared is putting on another one. Now Justin can no longer see.
Right.
Where'd everybody go?
I don't know, LeVar Burton. Okay. 60 seconds on the clock, and we're trying to get Tom to guess the word on his head.
Okay. Is my fur worth money?
No.
Am I a scavenger?
Yes.
Do people does the general people like me?
Very much so.
And I don't have. Do I have 2 legs?
Yes.
Oh crap! I'm not an ostrich, so small 2 legs. Bread basket.
American?
Good Lord! Oh yeah, American. Dang it! Oh man, I don't know. 2 legs and American. Can I have a lifeline?
Take it easy, man. Take it easy. Don't take it to the limit, but take it easy.
Dude, you can't give me Eagles songs, bro.
Hey,
You got the word. You got the word. You're an eagle. Boom. An ostrich. How again? Very Canadian of
An
you.
eagle is far bigger than a microwave.
Its body may not be, but his wingspan might be.
Have you ever been around an eagle up close?
Can't say that I
Pretty-
have.
Pretty
No,
damn
can't
big
say-
bird,
okay,
man.
I might be surprised.
Yeah, man, an eagle's got a chest.
Sorry, how
almost
very
as big
Canadian
as
of
this-
me. I apologize.
Yes,
Okay.
no kidding.
Okay, so you need a new word.
You can feed your eagle.
I'm probably
though.
gonna
You know
have
what
to
you
go
can
here
get?
in a minute.
Yeah.
Alright.
You can give your eagle maple
ahead and
syrup.
talk now.
Maple syrup, though. That's what's really cool about an eagle.
Okay. This will be our last round. So, Justin, let's see if you can guess the word on your forehead.
Am I a person?
No.
Am I a place?
No.
Am I a thing?
Yes.
Do I have 4 legs?
No.
Am I an animal?
No.
Can I be eaten?
You shouldn't.
My fireworks.
Boom. This guy's got it down, dude.
Very
That's
nice.
That's a record, 18
Very
seconds.
nice.
Yeah, that's good.
Let's try and see if we can get Tom to get the word on his head, and we will
God.
we will determine the winner.
Am I a person?
Nope.
A place?
Nope.
A thing?
Yep.
Am I larger than a microwave?
Depends on how hungry you are.
Stack of pancakes.
No.
A pig. A
but
roasted
this is
pig.
very,
Barbecue.
Folks, that is how we play.
That was 19 seconds.
Head
You beat me by
squeeze.
1 second.
Yeah,
My competitive side's not letting me live that down.
Oh man. Okay. Well, for that, I'm gonna have to say that our winner is Justin. Justin held on for the long haul. Justin has got a show to get to. Justin, tell everybody where they can see you next.
Please.
I'm playing at Shorty Pants Lounge on the lake in Lake of the Ozarks on Tuesday.
I saw you on a billboard.
I am on a billboard for that show. That's a first for me. I'm playing at Bear Creek Wine Company this Thursday,
Okay.
July 9th. Then I'm playing the Route 66 food truck park
Oh, really?
on Friday from 6 to 8.
I just ate there recently. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm excited to check it out. I haven't actually been yet.
It's a cool little, the way they have it's all pretty cool over there.
Nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, I'm playing over there, and then I am playing a wedding in Minneapolis, and then I'm playing a show in Denver, like the
Traveling.
weekend after that, and then I'd have to look at my calendar to see what the hell I'm up to after that.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, I want to say thanks for coming here. Tom, I think you're going to stick around for a little bit. Yeah?
Sure, absolutely,
Okay, cool. And Justin, good luck on your show tonight. And
Thank you, man.
Very
Thanks for
much
having
so.
me.
Thank you
Absolutely,
for being here.
Justin.
Thank you so much for being here.
Good
I
to see you,
appreciate it.
brother. Good to see you, man.
Always
Justin,
good to see you.
Justin
guys.
Larkin, everybody. Justin Larkin.
Woo! See you later.
Mood Ring Circus.
The Unsung Dreamers, the musical journey of the not so rich and famous. Live chat every Thursday at 7. Be sure to check out Dan and Tara Fritz as they carry on with their crazy antics in a live chat version of their normal podcast that is audio only, where they do deep dive interviews on local musicians to where we can really get to know the people that we grow to love and support locally. Due to all the pandemic whatnotness, they are hitting the pause button for a little bit longer yet. I would imagine they're going to be starting soon back with the live interviews and stuff. So in the meantime, check them out every Thursday at 7 as they go live on Facebook for a live chat. Again, that's Dan and Tara Fritz on the Unsung Dreamers, the musical journeys of the not so rich and famous. Okay, so yeah, we've got one more little segment that we're going to do here for our last round of games, and as you saw, Justin had to take off. He had a show to do, and he hated to have to leave, but at the same time, prior commitments, obviously come first. So, and that's how I do as well. First come, first serve. Whatever's on my books first is what I'm loyal to. So, I want to say again, thanks to Justin for coming out and being on the show. You'll see that Tom sticks around and we chat a little bit longer here, but we pulled in a special guest. This is the first show where we've actually had an appearance from 3 different people. So let's check out and see who's going to play our next game with us, shall we? We are going to play a little musical trivia you ought to know. Justin, I like how you've done not only a wardrobe change, but entire makeover change. No, all kidding aside, this is Anthony Cano. Welcome to the show. You're filling in for us on the last minute because Justin had to jump off and go to a show. So thanks for filling in. You've got big shoes to fill. He was the far and away the winner of all of the games today. So,
Absolutely.
no pressure.
Well, I do get the first time being defeated by 2 people on one show,
That
though.
is
I
so
believe.
true.
So there's, that's a new,
Yeah.
another new first for me. I like breaking ground.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not winning any kind of music trivia.
Okay. Well, let's.
I have a chance.
Yeah.
Yes. So you're saying
Yeah, I
there's a
have a
chance. All right. Let's play some musical trivia here. What is the #1
Thriller.
selling hit song in America of all time? A. Thriller. B. Candle on the Wind. C. My Heart Will Go On. Or D. Billie Jean. Tom?
It's probably the C, but I'm going Thriller.
Thriller. All right. Anthony, do you have a guess?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with B, Candle in the Wind.
Oh, really?
Princess Di, all the way.
Oh, bad. Yeah, I don't like that.
Oh.
Hey!
Far too much sense he makes when he makes that.
Know your history.
I'm
people.
telling you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, I don't know my Princess Di history at all, brother. I'm really
Right.
down with it. Yeah, dang it.
Yeah. So maybe I shouldn't have called the judges in. I told you they're strict and they know their stuff.
I know.
And by they, I mean he.
Yes.
Let's try another one.
I think when
What is the highest selling album of all time in the U.S.? Is it A, Hotel California, B, Back in Black, C, The Eagles' Greatest Hits, or D, Thriller? Tom?
D, Thriller. I'm going with a theme here.
Okay.
Considering they were the highest selling band for a really long time, I'm gonna go with C, the Eagles.
Oh, going with the greatest hits, not just their Hotel California, huh?
Nah, they
Okay.
sold a lot. Hey.
See, told you.
Dude, C,
Twice in a show.
he's getting slaughtered.
Getting the 11 shed beat out of me.
All right. Who is the best-selling female artist of all time in the U.S.? Is it A, Mariah Carey, B, Rihanna, C, Whitney Houston, or D, Madonna? Tom, I think you might have been the first to ring. Let's hear.
Okay, I'm really caught here because it should be C, but I think it's A, unfortunately,
Okay.
because of that damn Christmas song or some other thing she did.
Oh,
for Christmas. Yeah.
Good.
I'm afraid that's the reason, and I
Good call.
can't stand her though.
I liked her back in the early 90s and mid-90s. Loved her. I'll even say all the way up until like 2000, maybe mid-2000s.
Oh, when she went crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when her voice was like no more. Yeah,
Yeah.
then I checked out. Sorry.
And she went
Call me a
crazy.
fair weather fan, but yeah. Yeah, I agree though. It should be Whitney Houston. Let's see what the answer is.
What about my guess?
Oh. I missed it. Would
that
you have
was my
guessed?
dark
Would you have
horse.
guessed Madonna?
I was gonna say Madonna.
Oh well, see, I just assumed that you would have guessed right, so that's why I did that.
Good point.
Yeah.
You can assume it. It's fine.
I was gonna
It's
say.
gonna work
Well,
for
first
me.
I was gonna ask, did you mean domestic sales?
What is
or-
the most downloaded song of all time? Is it Boom Boom Pow by the Black Eyed Peas? Is it I Got a Feeling by the Black Eyed Peas? Is it Poker Face by Lady Gaga? Or is it I'm Yours by Jason Mraz?
Gosh.
Downloading's my era of music.
Boom. What do you think? Let Anthony go first on this.
Okay.
I'll say C, Poker Face, Bakaka.
By Gaga.
Gaga.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going off the board,
Okay.
and I'm going to go with what I would not normally think, but I think it's because chicks love downloads, and so I'm going with the I'm Yours, Jason. dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't want to, but
Well,
I
that's,
am.
yeah, it's, how Canadian of you.
And it's C.
Oh, it's
Hey, it's
not.
me. Oh.
It's I Got a
Hey.
Feeling by the Black Eyed Peas.
That would have been
Both
my
of you got it
backup.
wrong.
That would have been my backup.
Fair.
I just don't want to say Lady Gaga number one. so.
That's why he says Lady Gaga.
Gaga.
Gaga, Gaga.
Who is the highest earning artist in U.S. history?
That's a good
Was
question.
it A, the Eagles,
great
B,
question.
Elvis Presley, C, Garth Brooks, or D, the Beatles?
This is a sleeper, I have a feeling here.
Okay.
I'm going C.
Going with Garth. Okay.
Longevity, big tours,
True.
bigger than the other ones, so that's why I'm doing it.
Major production compared to everybody
Yep,
else,
yep.
his
He was
peers in
doing-
the
yeah.
time. Yeah. Anthony?
Highest earning? I'll just go with the Beatles because Beatlemania was crazy.
Well, and their catalog is worth $1 billion,
Yeah.
so yeah, you probably got a good point there.
True.
Of
Let's
course,
find
that
out.
could be Elvis. He has
Although the
biggest
Eagles
catalog.
were they sold a lot.
Can I choose A, B, C, and D?
No.
Okay.
I like how there's
I'll
no...
go with C then. Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, it is the Beatles.
No.
Speaking of that, Tom, one of my favorite moments on the podcast so far was I think it was Gene Whedon was on, and we were doing songs from 1970, and one of the songs was ABC by the Jackson 5, and so he wrote down ABC as his answer, and there was ABC. So he was bound to get it right.
Absolutely. Well, for me, it would have been D, though. So
Right, yeah, exactly. What is the most viewed Super Bowl halftime show? Is it A, Katy Perry, B, Michael Jackson, C,
D.
The Who, or D, Prince?
D.
Tom's going with Prince. Anthony?
I'm going with Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
He's huge.
Okay, well, let's find out.
Oh,
Oh, the
what?
answer is Katy Perry.
And folks, that is what's wrong with the NFL.
Oh, that's a start of what's wrong with the NFL.
Well, yes. Or that's what's wrong with a halftime show.
There
Let
you
me
go.
just do that.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I will
It's become
say,
so overproduced. It's almost hard to watch.
I will say the Super Bowl is getting more and more views every year nowadays because everybody watches it for the
YouTube.
commercials and everybody watches it for the halftime show, and then they literally change the channel afterwards because nobody knows what football is.
Yeah. Who is the
It's
best-selling
that thing around
male?
all the cool commercials.
Who is the best-selling male artist of all time in the U.S.? Is it A, Michael Jackson, B, Garth Brooks, C, Elvis Presley, or D, Billy Joel?
This is horrible, man.
I
This
don't
is
know.
in the U.S. only, though.
Yeah,
In the
that's
U.S.
important.
only and male artist.
That's
Yes.
important.
For that, I'm going Billy Joel, believe it or not.
Okay.
Because of U.S. only.
Okay.
I'll go with Mr. Girth Brooks.
Yeah, that would have been my back.
All right. Let's find out.
And I'm wrong.
Elvis
Elvis.
Presley.
Everybody's wrong.
Elvis
Hey.
Presley.
Well, he has like 400 albums.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Best-selling male. Yep.
Yep.
What artist has the most U.S. Billboard Hot 100 number ones? Is it A, The Beatles, B, Jay-Z, C, Mariah Carey, or D, The Rolling Stones?
I'm pretty sure I know this one.
I'm going with D, and it's completely wrong, but that's who I'm going with.
I'm going with the one you hate. It's definitely Mariah.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I think she has like 22 #1 hits or something.
Oh, please say no.
In the U.S., it is The Beatles.
Oh,
The most
Oh,
U.S.
US.
Billboard
Really?
Hot 100s.
U.S.
Isn't that crazy?
That would have to be
But
like every
number
song in their
ones.
catalog.
Number ones. So not like top,
Oh,
not
they're-
chart,
yeah, number
not
one.
chart on the charts,
Gotcha.
but like in the number one position. The
Yeah,
most of those.
You can't keep hiding that.
True. Yeah. It's a rat race. What artist has the highest grossing tour of all time? Is it A, The Rolling Stones, B, Guns N' Roses, C, U2, or D, Ed Sheeran?
C.
C. Okay, U2. Anthony?
I don't know. It's definitely not Ed Sheeran. I'd be shocked if it was. I'll just go with his answer. I'll say CU2
I don't
also.
wanna, let's don't talk Ed Sheeran.
The answer is Ed Sheeran.
Yeah, I couldn't guess it.
Yeah.
I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, I don't understand either.
It's because it's the most current.
You look yes, but you look at all those other three bands, Rolling Stones, GNR, and U2. You talk about production. Those are some bands that I think of when I think big production. When I think Ed Sheeran, I think standing there with an acoustic guitar, not doing anything but singing, like singer songwriter kind of thing. Like I don't think production. I don't think
I don't know.
like things that would generate highest grossing revenue.
Well, I don't want to just like discount modern music. I have no point of reference for Ed Sheeran whatsoever. So maybe he does do a great show and like the high production. We don't know.
Yeah, we
I've
do.
never
Yeah,
seen
we
any
do.
of it.
Yeah,
we
it's
do.
not- it's
We
not
do.
You think so?
Yeah, no.
He's got a damn loop pedal. Okay.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Well, that's how he saved a bunch of money. So that's how he made the most money.
Well,
Good
I mean,
point.
there
He
is.
doesn't
No, it's
spend-
grossing, not profit, though.
Yeah, true.
And here, my theory on that is an artist like him can play 4 shows a week and not have a problem.
Yes.
Guns N' Roses and Rolling Stones
That
can,
overhead.
can play 2 a week and maybe keep that up for 4 weeks in a row without a week off
Yes.
because of the stadiums and the larger venues availability and things and just moving 12 trucks from one place to another.
Very true.
So
Very true. Who wrote the lyrics to the Star-Spangled Banner?
B.
Is it A, Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, B, Francis Scott Key, C, Walt Whitman, or D, Ralph Waldo Emerson?
Wayne and Garth. B for me.
Yeah.
Tom with a quick Francis Scott Key. Anthony?
I'm pretty sure it's B also.
Yes.
Oh, are you sure?
Yeah.
Let's find out.
Boom.
Hey,
Hey,
Th-
that's the
thank
first
you.
one I've gotten right all day. Okay.
Thank you, U.S. history.
we got it. We got it. All right. Well, Anthony, I want to say thanks again for joining us and finishing up that last game. Tom, stick around. I wanna deep dive a little bit more in with you. So
Yeah.
hold that thought, and we'll be back in just a minute. Okay, and we're back. Tom with Eye Candy LED.
Ooh, look at the big logo.
Yeah, look at that. That's so pretty.
Something
Speaking of
fancy
which,
about it.
tell me about that. Tell me about the name. Where did Eye Candy LED start from? Where did you come up with it? What's the origins? Because it's a great name.
Yeah, zero deep story.
Okay.
Zero. Just yeah.
From
I
one
mean,
tech guy to the other, I like the RGB and the LED. I think that was.
Thank you.
a-
And that's for Chet Smith. I got to say, Chet Smith designed this logo.
Oh, really?
Appreciate it. Yeah, and amazing photographer, but he does a lot more. He's really big into the branding thing. If anybody's looking for into that and everything, Chet's a good guy to talk
awesome.
to. And so thank you, Chet. And
So this is your own production company that you own.
yeah, I mean, you know how business world is with corporate names and things like that, and this is a little bit more of the retail lighting, you know, more of my rentally do production type of things versus selling, you know, and manufacturing LED, which is the big job. So
Gotcha. And is that I mean, LED is, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't that kind of the guts of your business and what you do?
Oh,
you,
yeah,
you
they're-
make LED screens and sell them to people and stuff.
Yeah, custom LEDs and cabinets like you see on signs, and you know, you see at shows and things. And then we do a lot of custom. I've got a patented magnetic system that we did, and so we use it a lot. It's, you know, more economical and really flexible. So yeah.
Sure. Well, and a lot of the people that you're selling to are big place. I mean, we're talking casinos and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Have you done like churches and that kind of thing as well?
Yeah, all of it. That's not the market I really go after
Oh,
too much.
okay.
The church market, it does happen upon me, but you know, that's kind of a lot of my background. I just prefer to not
Keep it in the background.
Yeah, just keep it back there and not have it be conflicting for me in any way.
Sure. No, I understand that.
And but yeah, mostly you know, that's the thrust of it. This is the other side to balance out the other side of my brain. I come from a really creative family, really creative background, very musical in my family in some instances.
Do you play, by the way?
No, I grew up. My mother is a concert quality pianist.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, she could type like 160 words a minute on a traditional typewriter. And,
Wow. Yeah.
yeah.
Time out for the kids.
Yes.
You know, to type 160 words on something like this, sure, you know, that you may think, oh, no sweat. But on a typewriter where it's like you're actually physically hammering down keys, that is impressive.
Now, electric typewriter, but it still is a different level of doing
True.
it. And I know it crushed her when I was young. Not to have.
You didn't do anything in school.
I
in
did
band
keyboard.
or anything?
I learned. I went to piano lessons begrudgingly young. There's always been music in my house because of my mom and everything, and I've always music was an escape for me. After my mom died when I was young, music was a total escape for me. I was left alone a lot, and so.
No, you're talking about listening to music.
Yeah, being able, identifying with it, entertaining me, being my companion.
Yes.
You know, for lack of a better
letting
term.
it sweep you away into another world.
Just
absolutely.
Having the voices.
Yeah.
And just to move, you know, to feel some, you know, just human joy from, you know, what you get out of it and the emotion that comes from it. And so that's, you know, that's really why I do a lot of what I do now. The artistic side of it means a lot to me. Sometimes with music, you don't, you know, there's a lot of people that work around this business that aren't necessarily total musicians, but they have a lot of experience and they have a lot of influence from it
and appreciation for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And sometimes that I found that sometimes gives you a little bit of a different view of certain things. And so, you know, I've tried to just bring the love of music and the appreciation for it and the understanding of it into the, you know, the way we do production.
Yeah, for sure.
We're a little bit of an oddball that way. And so we like staying, you know, doing what we're doing. Last thing I want to do would be get bigger or take on things that take away the creative side of it and the fun side of it more. So
delve into that more as far as that you don't want to get bigger. What do you mean by that? For you?
Yeah, it's I love doing shows. That's not the issue. What I really like is what comes out of doing a show, satisfaction, working with a team. If it's too big of a team, then I'm kind of stand back and give orders and tell people what to do, and you know, you don't connect with the artistry of the artist as much. If it's a one-off,
it becomes disconnected because there's so many people involved.
Yeah, and I think that there's a need for high quality for a certain level of artist that is left alone.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
And so I enjoy that challenge. I'm kind of I like the challenge of going against the grain just a little bit.
Sure.
And swimming upstream just a hair. And so going into an area, and you know, like the last 7 years, you know, this is what I've been doing as a side hobby project, and it's, you know, it's been great. I mean, I enjoy the heck out of it. It keeps you physically fit.
Yeah.
Don't have to go to the gym, waste an hour a day at the gym, a lot of things like that. I don't have to.
Boy, isn't that the truth?
Yeah. And I mean, it's I don't even want to say it's about the music community. I'm not a musician that gets into tons of technical conversations about music and everything. There's a general vibe that goes with people in this kind of a world of acceptance in a lot of ways. There's judgment in any group, so you're going to get the goods and the bads and the people who judge and everything.
Yes.
But overall, I find in the arts and in the music community, there's a general willingness to accept people as they are.
Yeah.
And to being part of that after coming out of a lot of what my upbringing was and everything is very refreshing and very attractive. And so that drew me into using a lot of what my experiences and everything into doing this. And, you know, that's literally, I got started with, you know, with members only because they were desperate and didn't have anybody. It was still before
they were looking to elevate their overall show.
Well, they had a guy that was doing sound and lights, but it was just, you know, rudimentary. And then they had bought a few things to try and implement, and
Gotcha.
I don't think it got implemented very well. I had no background in lighting. I've been in production and everything, but mostly audio and video.
Okay.
So, but I understood DMX. Of, you know, asked people to do things. You know, hey, we need this. So I had a general understanding.
Yep.
But
I found that lighting is you learn as you go too. What you think is going to work, you find out in execution, oh, that didn't work out as I thought. So then you tweak things and figure out your own way, and you get the job accomplished.
Oh yeah, other than MIDI, I don't know any language that works like DMX. So you just, you know, once you understand the language a little bit and that it's not really ones and zeros,
right?
As you know, with those, that it becomes pretty simple. Then it becomes about the art.
Yes.
Which is why lighting really attracted me, is the expression of it. And again, there's nothing like hitting a mark when a band hits something, and
Absolutely.
you can you know,
You
they hit
feel the show, you feel the experience, you know, like just elevate the whole everybody's experience, from the people watching to the people on stage that you're enhancing. Like
absolutely, just a little bit of a we're such a visual culture. You know, everything has got to be quick, and everything's got to, you know, everything's microwave, and it's got to blow me away every time. I think the one thing that lighting can do is create and enhance dynamics.
Yes.
And that's, you know, for me, that's a real problem with a lot of music, is the lack of dynamics. And so, you know, working with an 80s band like you, there is tons of dynamics.
Yes, that's what makes it fun.
And it does make it a lot of fun. I love the challenge of like doing the Sertoma Club events, because I get all the different styles. I get to see a lot of other musicians that I don't have the time or can't get out to because of other commitments and shows and things. And it's just such great. I mean, I've just met some of the nicest and wonderful people, and I'm just, you've heard me talk about, I'm the most blessed guy, you know.
Yeah.
Trust me, I am. I'm the most blessed guy that I know.
No, it's a coveted and special position to be in. You know, for me, being a musician and stuff, and being a lead singer at that, like being the front and the center of attention, and like seeing these kind of things peripherally. Like, man, I wish, you know, whenever we hit this cue, I wish like all of a sudden these lights turned red or something. And that's literally what got me into doing lighting, is like having these thoughts and not knowing anybody to actually execute those. I'm like, okay, that's something I'll take on myself. And so it grew with that. And then it was like, man, I can see what it's done for my show, and now I can offer it to this band or this band or this band. And it has been so rewarding, like to see that elevation in production. You know, it's a KISS philosophy. Like, people don't want to go and just watch a band stand there and replay hits. Like, they want an experience, and that's what we offer. So
well, and you feel it. I mean, you know, it's really weird. When I started 7 years ago, there wasn't light guys. I mean, literally, there wasn't Branson, you know, that kind of thing. But they're just, I mean, they didn't have anywhere to go to get somebody. There wasn't, you know, hey, I do this, hey, I do that. There was nobody really of any magnitude well, at least that's what they communicated to me. And so I'm literally the guy who was filling in, doing sound for them in an interim role, said, oh, I know this guy. And I was an acquaintance with this guy. We knew each other, you know, it's Keith Bray. We knew each other just a minor amount. And he goes, yeah, I think this guy might take it on. He does a lot of weird things and stuff like that. And so I met with Brent literally on like a Wednesday or a Tuesday, and did the first show on Friday.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, just walked in.
And you hadn't like done DMX or anything really?
No.
Now, I will say with DMX, when you get it, you've got it. You're good. It's very rudimentary. But I say that if you don't know it, you don't know it. Like, some people I find
it's not a partial learning.
No, exactly. Yeah, no, it's not like I kind of know. It's either yes, I know it, or I ain't got a clue and I don't care about it.
Yeah,
I mean, no, it's a fun, and I'm the same way. Like, MIDI is my absolute weakness. Like, I am greener than grass when it comes to MIDI. I don't know it. I don't utilize it. Maybe down the road one of these days, but no.
It's just not inaccurate. Time code's the only way to go. You just
Yeah.
MIDI's too inaccurate for me. Just
Yeah.
too many variables. It frustrates me. It's
That's
bad
fair.
enough using a MIDI board to control something and the slight delay in that.
Right. So whenever a band wants to use somebody like you, now, actually, before we go there, the band that you play or do shows with the most is?
Well, in celebration of them, I just let people guess.
Oh, okay. Uh-huh.
So this portion of the interview, I'll keep a mask on.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Brent just had those made. Shameless plug.
Yes.
No, he showed up with those yesterday.
In your face, sucker.
Yeah, no kidding, huh? Well,
No,
not
that's-
in your face.
Right. Yeah, exactly. No, that's fantastic. So you work a lot with members only.
I have worked with them for like 7 years. It has been since I started with them. And, I tell people this a lot, and I want anybody who, cares to ask or to care to watch this or to care to find anything else about. When you can have a long-term relationship with anybody, much less a band, where 98+% of it has been fantastic, man, be thankful for it. Be thankful for it, enjoy it, and savor it. It'll be great memory, and I've had that. And as long as I keep going and they'll have me, I'll continue to do that because it's a great experience and it has enhanced my life and things like that. And so for that, I'll be forever faithful and forever thankful.
100%. No, I can relate because, as you well know, like I work a lot with the Dirty Saints here in Springfield, and a lot of that is, like you said, building that relationship, becoming almost an extra added member of the band, because you come with your own offerings to the band. You bring something to the table for them. It's like I said earlier, if it's not there, it's something missing. It's just like if a band has 2 guitar players and one guitar player can't make it, something's missing.
Sure.
And it's cool to be built into that, another cog in the wheel kind of thing. So I assume that, like, whenever members have shows and stuff, you put them on the calendar, and then do you just sprinkle in other things throughout where you have holes in that calendar?
Yeah, I mean,
or?
for sure that, we've kind of, again, not wanting to grow outside of being able to control the vibe of what we provide. They're for sure always the first priority. As things have picked up over time and as, shows change and everything, the first 3 years with them was a massive, brutal schedule.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
Big time.
48 weekends a year.
Yes.
All, 2 shows every weekend.
Yes.
And
Did you get burned out during that time frame?
Or
Or
you know
was it-
what? Not really, because I have to tell you, the guys have always been very kind to me. Okay. And so when you go out, I've never been made to feel really isolated as the tech guy.
Gotcha.
And so, the early days when it was, kind of 2 separate people doing lights and sound, we travel separately and get there. And
Right.
so there's still a groupness to it and everything. Now, but this many years later, probably the biggest thing is we're all comfortable. They should be able to say, "Hey, I don't like that still," and
Right.
not have me get all butthurt about
Yes.
it and pout.
100%.
And they do. And like yesterday, we just had a new trying to bring in a new sound guy who's been on tour with a reggae band, and he's the new drummer's friend. And brought him on. That guy's great. He did a great job. I mean, he hasn't gotten connected. Here in town.
Yep.
And so here he shows up, and I happen to be there, and oh man, he's great. He ran sounded great.
Oh, that's
Everything
awesome.
great. And so it's good to have. But if you're defensive or standoffish as a tech guy, you'll never that guy will have no interest in.
They won't
in
recommend
getting
you
to
at
know
all.
Me, no. And our jobs, our job. You know what it's like, man. I mean, our job is to make things better.
Yes, exactly.
Why pay me if you can just for a show?
If I'm a nuisance and I'm in the way, or
well,
if I'm
if
bringing
it's just for a show.
right.
It's an event, and the event starts before the show, and so you've just got to be as forward thinking as you can. Little things, after this didn't happen at the beginning, but after a year or so, I'm asking questions because I'm there before the band is. So I'm asking questions, finding out things, and then I can inform the band, hey, this group, something's going on here tonight, something's going on there. Those are the things that I think bands really appreciate.
Yes.
In the end. And I think that when they see that, they think, okay, this guy actually cares more than just showing up to do this.
You're offering more than just what you were stated to be there for.
I mean, again, I'm not cheap. I've never, been shy about that.
Sure.
We're not. I just that's not the. I don't want to play that game.
Yep.
Because I don't want to cut corners.
Yes.
I mean, I really don't. I don't want to cut corners, and I'm not going to. So we're gonna work for sound the whole show.
Which again goes back to not wanting to get bigger than where you are.
Yeah, I'm just
for me.
The numbers don't matter.
Yeah, for me, that's pretty much where I am in my production. Like, I would like to get it up one more level to where I'm kind of like what you have, where you have people you can send out and do a show, and then you can go and do a show over here. So your company is doing 2 shows on the same day at the same time. That's very cool. I have a lot of the equipment and stuff for that. I don't have the personnel or the fundage yet to do that, but I would like to get there. What I don't want to get into is rigging and like actual staging. Like I want to show up to somewhere that's already established and roll in and do my thing and leave. Like I never have aspirations to be that big. I don't want to be doing tours for Kiss or
Well, when you make the jump from where kind of the semi hobbyist side of it, or pro hobbyist as you might say. When you jump into that side of it, what you brought up is exactly right. It's the infrastructural problems and the amount of stuff that you have to have.
Yep.
Because what happens is you get in that situation, and now you're in a new price point, and you're trying to be competitive in value and profit. And the hard part is when they go to 2 or 3 sources to get those things, the price goes up overall. And then your next thing is, oh, well, if I had that, I could do it for this and pays it. And there is the problem.
Yes.
Thus why I have 2,000 square feet in a big yard just packed full, and I have to get rid of stuff so that I can even get around.
Exactly. Yeah, no. It just brings more stress. It's more variables that I just don't desire.
I can just tell you now the fun level goes down. And I'm not really to the point where I will I'll go with one team and send out a whole crew to do another. I'm avoiding that. I'll send. I can send audio with equipment, but not the whole thing.
You don't do the whole shebang over here and the whole shebang over there.
Not the whole thing. I think that that is where I'll lose the touch of how I want things to go.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
So it's not even a business perspective of I'll lose touch of being attached to the show and attached to that show. It's you'll lose the creative flow.
I'll lose the relational side of it.
Right.
My crew will see things different.
It becomes more of a business and less of a creative hobby.
100%.
Yeah.
I don't and at some point with any business, you get to a point where if you get bigger, you have to be able to justify the additional costs that come up to that before you decide to get bigger.
Yes.
Because once you've started, it's a rolling ball.
Yep.
And it'll roll right over you if you aren't committed.
Yes, exactly.
And, the greatest thing I can say is that let's say a year ago I would have tried to jump and go bigger. Right now I'd be going under.
Yes.
On that, even as a hobby business, I would have to be making decisions right now that would not be positive for the clients that I work with, as well as the guys that that work with me that are so servant-hearted good dudes.
Yeah.
That would be lost.
Yep.
And so that I look at this time and I go, hey, cool. Committed to the way we're doing it, and we're just going to stay like this and keep going.
Absolutely.
And don't get me wrong, it's fun to jump up and do a big show every once in a while, something bigger, and,
sure.
And it stretches us. It's just not what I want to do fully under my label. I'm happy to partner with somebody and do something a little bigger and everything, like we're doing, coming up in Aurora. But outside of that, there's enough guys. There's companies that are really great at that.
Yeah.
And I would have to do a lot of scrambling to do that.
Exactly. And it's not worth the scramble. When you start to introduce
problems happen.
That's exactly it. When you start to introduce more elements, it creates more stress and more scramble, and it takes inherently takes the fun out of it.
Well, and if I do very much of that, those bigger guys aren't necessarily interested in hiring me to do a part of something else. And so I'd rather have that relationship where they know I'm not out trying to snipe their clients. I'm not out trying to do that. But they can bring me in and know I'm not going to make a big social media presentation about how I'm here, kind of almost making it look like I'm doing the whole thing.
Again, more behind the scenes, Tom. Yes.
Well, I mean,
exactly.
it's not,
just not you're not attention drawing. You're there to support whatever's already there.
Yeah, I mean, they're contracting me,
Yeah.
and it's like a band is contracting me. I try, I really, and I mean, I admire that about you too. I'm not interested in trying to promote myself off of what members only has gained.
Right.
I am lucky to have come along for the ride.
Right.
It's 100%. And
I
so,
strongly agree. The same with me in
so
my
there's,
position.
Lots has, trust me, plenty of things have fallen off that cart that's benefited me. I don't need to do anything.
Sure.
I just really don't. There's just too many good people.
So now, did you ever work for a production company and then decide, hey, I'm just going to start my own, or did you just,
nope,
I'm just going to start my own production company?
Nope, never worked for a production company in that way. Again, because of my varied background, I've had the ability to be a part of a lot of larger productions, and when I was at a big mega church out in Arizona, and I'm not going to jump into that at all, trust me.
Okay.
But it was 5 productions every weekend, 2 on Saturday and 3 on Sunday.
Jeez.
So that's 5 large scale, 50 by 50 stage.
That's a huge investment.
Yeah, with 7 live cameras. So there's a lot of directing, there's a lot of training, and my staff at that point there, I did not let my staff work on weekends at the services. It had to be volunteer staff. I just was not going to do that.
Yep.
And so the staff positions on the weekend were to stand and make sure people were trained anymore that they needed to, and be there to encourage them, not to, highlight the mistakes.
Right.
And that literally the most rewarding thing I ever did was transitioning from a big church from 0 cameras, 0 anything in high production, one weekend. Next weekend, 7 live cameras,
thrown into the
massive production, lighting system like we never had, audio system, LCR lighting, or audio system, everything, and we got certificate of occupancy on Friday night.
Wow.
So I was literally sneaking people in to train, under the shade of darkness.
That's insane.
But that coming together in that scenario with that many people was unbelievably rewarding. It just unfortunately burned me out.
No, I can totally understand that. That's a lot. I mean, a lot in a little time frame.
But those experiences, that's what I meant when I was saying earlier, is I have been so blessed and so fortunate to stumble in to where, I start there and I'm kind of a lowly guy, and 4 years late, or 3 years, 2.5 years later, I'm running the department.
Right.
And, I was a tech guy. And so I just, and circumstances had to happen for that to happen. So like literally I'm just that lucky guy, that lucky blessed dude that people just go,
right.
He's got to be lucky.
Yeah.
Because it's just true.
Yeah. It's all about timing, and it's all about who you know, and what you bring to the table, and I'll be the first to say there's a lot that you bring to the table, and it looks very clean. It looks very pro. But your MO is it also looks very efficient, and you've like created a science around efficiency. And I'm just still to this day in awe. I'm like, I'll set up for a show and it'll take hours, and you're like, I would never do that. I'll show up 10 minutes before the band gets there, and I'll be ready to go and be sipping on a Diet Coke or whatever, like.
I did the first 2 years with members was an hour plus minimum, sometimes 2 hours setup. I get it. I went through it. Maybe that was part of how I dealt with that time where it was so busy. My mind could work on how to make this easier for me and more efficient, so that I can be able to get more done come later, get more and cooler shows set up, but do it in an efficient way that also gave me. And so that kept my mind busy a lot of times. Yeah, it's a lot of road
in the downtime. Yes.
Yeah,
and that's
absolutely.
something that's never talked about. Like, so for me, again, being a musician on stage, I thought I had an appreciation and a base knowledge of what it takes to do production, and whether it's lighting or whether it's, your sound guy doing your show. And you always say, hey, thanks for running sound. And hey, thanks for, tip your bartenders and waitresses or whatever. Until you actually jump in, it's like, oh, I thought I knew, but I had no idea. Like, nobody talks about, like, the however long before a show to set up and however long after the band leaves to tear down.
Absolutely.
Or like what you just said, the Wednesday afternoon when there is no show, and the work that you're still putting into these shows that's still yet to come. Like,
Well, yeah, and I'm concentrated in two different things too. Both one not highly creative and the other highly creative. So your mind always wants to wander to the creative as much as possible.
Yeah.
And I have to limit that so that I can do well in my real work. And so I think a lot of my time going to and from gigs was kind of transitioning out of that brain
Right.
a little bit, the gig brain to back to manufacture and make stuff brain. And I would use that time and I would do things like think about how to package things, how to efficiently do this, how would that be flexible, what variation. And it's been kind of cool. Like I was just talking to you about him the other day. Grant Moody has a band. He plays in the Ball Knobbers, but he's got a band called Eastern Heights.
Yes.
And they just bought my prototype blinder boxes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen those.
Now, for like the first month after he got them, I got messengers literally every couple of days. Dude, we love these things. This setup is so easy. How do we know? And then last week he texted me, dude, we want to get some more so that we can have more stuff standing around, make it faster and easier.
Yeah.
And that, I got to be honest with you, some of the most satisfying stuff is doing that. Because
100%.
that's something that we came up with. It's fun, but it came out of necessity.
That, but also somebody else has the appreciation
Yeah.
the same way that you did.
Who's not a tech guy.
Exactly.
The musician
No, that speaks volumes.
sees what it does for their band. He's kind of techie, so I don't want to, undersell that. But because they're a band that travels and everything, they see the value, they see the
100%.
things with that.
Yes.
And so that's what I enjoy, man. I mean, it's very satisfying.
Yeah.
Because building squares and rectangles of LED stuff, it's not very fun.
Yeah, no, definitely understandable.
Yeah.
So before we close the show here, I've got something I want to read to you. This is I pulled it up and it took some digging, but no, this is, and I had no idea of the date on this until just now. So July 4th of 2018. So 2 years ago, almost to the day, out of the blue, without knowing you,
Dude, don't do this.
I'm doing this. I'm doing this. I got a text or a message on Facebook from Tom, and Tom and I like kind of knew of each other, but we had never met or anything. We just, kind of online saw each other's work and whatnot. Out of the blue, Tom messages me and says, "Hey there, I keep forgetting to message you to tell you that I like what you're doing with the Saints. Really picks up their shows. I cannot, and I don't know if I've ever expressed this, but I cannot say thank you enough for that. Like for the humility and for just the making me feel to be put on your level. Like I had just started less than a year at that point with the Saints, and to hear that from somebody who had been doing it at that point for several years, awesome. Like I will always have the utmost respect for you. You've been a stand-up guy from the time that I've met you, and I'm not the only one that thinks that. Like every band, every artist that you've worked for says the same exact thing about you. You're a stand-up guy, and I have a lot of respect for you, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
No,
I don't really know how to respond.
No, no response needed, none required or needed. It's been a pleasure to get to know you, and so here's what I want. So if there's a band out there that is dying for production, and then now here's the reason why I said what I just said. I'm not in competition with you.
Yeah.
You're not in competition with me. We just want to bring this area and elevate it in their shows and that kind of thing. We have very similar goals in that. We may have different ways of doing it. That's the creative differences.
Hopefully we do.
Exactly.
Yeah,
no,
man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So if there's a band out there, whether let's say I'm booked or if I'm unavailable to them or whatever the case, if they want to get a hold of Tom from Eye Candy LED, Tom, how does that normally go when you get new clients? How does somebody get a hold of you?
You know what? I very rarely ever get somebody that calls me cold.
Okay.
I would say 90% of the shows that we do are somebody telling them, "Hey, try this guy," or they just seen something we've been at.
Yes.
I don't, as you know, man, I don't advertise. I'm not. I want to be non-threatening because I really am.
100%. But it goes back to what you said too earlier about being we're a visual business. So when people, you could talk to somebody like me several years ago that kind of saw, oh man, I wish this light would turn red at a certain point. You can kind of know that, but until you actually see what somebody has to offer, you're like, that's what I want. That's it right there.
Yeah.
You may not be able to describe it or tech talk, but when you see it, you see that that's what you like. And that's what I think is great about, that's actually something I learned from you is posting, what does your setup look like? What does the finished product look like? And not necessarily a self-promotion, but just an awareness of what you offer.
Yeah, look, I don't have a following. Okay, I've got like 6 people and a cat. that watch my post. But I mean, it's part of it is, for me, it's an attitude that I'm sending to the band. I'm supportive here.
Yes.
I take pride in what it is I'm putting out for you to try, hopefully, the best thing possible is I can set you up for your best chance to feel great and have success. And at the end of the day, if I do that, myself and my crew all feel good at the end of the day when we go home. And that's it's that simple. Does it pay? Sure. Yeah. But I mean, if somebody wants to do something, I mean, they call. I mean, I think people that know me or have done, like, I'm gonna get to know somebody a little bit first. You just don't call me out of the cold, and I'm just not gonna book a show. It's just,
I have learned over the years it's okay to say no. You know, there's some people that would like your help, but
I'm pretty upfront with people. I'll tell them, I'll go, you may think you want my show, but I mean, I have, I'm not going to say requirements. I'm interested in enhancing something that someone cares about.
Yes.
And that someone gives that effort and there's that thought.
You want to invest in somebody that somebody else will invest in them, because
in a way, I just want the same pride level. I want that same pride, that same desire for somebody, because to me, that's when the appreciation for each other, and that, to me, that's
the relationship.
That's a bridge in tech that I think needs to be crossed more.
Mm-hmm.
Is the relational aspect. There definitely so much tech has such a negative attitude because of behaviors or because of attitudes. And like my guys would tell them, would tell anybody who asked them, or somebody new when they come in, I don't really get bent out of shape over mistakes, because they're uncontrollable. Mistakes happen.
It's all in how you deal with what's thrown at you.
I really get bent out of shape over attitude and over arrogance and over lack of attentiveness.
Yeah.
Those are the things that are missing in so much parts of customer service and in life. That somebody that's a little older, I'm not going to give that up.
Right.
We're going to keep that way. I feel like it just makes for a better overall day.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right.
And so
I feel customer service is a very much so lost art. So it's good to know that you're doing your part. I try to do my part.
Man.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're just trying to, man. I mean, we drop the ball.
All we can do is the best that we can do, and that's that. So,
absolutely, man.
Yep. All right. Well, that leaves me with my final thoughts, which are, Tom, thank you so much for being here.
Dude, thanks a lot. Man.
Oh, dude, I have had so much fun, and it has been such a treat for me, and hopefully for everybody watching, to get to see Tom in front of the camera instead of behind the camera, and get to know him, as well as Justin Larkin, who, as you know, had to go and jump and do a show. So we hope that Justin has a great show tonight, and thanks to him for being here. So Tom,
that guy should be booked all the time.
Oh, I agree. You talk about talent.
Way too good.
I kind of alluded to, like, he and I kind of grew up together in the local music scene, starting like 10, 12 years ago, kind of thing. Like, and as he said too, like, he was just beginning to learn how to play guitar, and now look at him. It's like,
yeah, man.
I still don't play guitar.
So, again, I've come down, and some things are just really innate to people who they apply the energy, and it pops.
Yeah,
and it's
for
just
sure.
the way it goes, man. Dude, thanks for having me.
Thank you.
I'm off to go back to a show now.
Yeah. So you're doing a show where at tonight then?
Oh, we're at a private party for somebody in Nixa.
Very cool.
And that's all I'm saying.
No, that's very cool. Okay, so for those of you that are watching live, stick around next week. We are doing our very first Tournament of Champions episode, where we're going to take two artists, Tony Braxton versus Mary J. Blige, and take like a March Madness type bracket and throw 8 songs versus 8 songs from each artist and see who and what comes out on top.
Mary J.
Oh, are you a Mary J. Blige fan?
Mary J. Blige.
Oh, really? So are you busy next Sunday?
Yes.
Okay, darn. I say that because I've got one guest booked, but I still need another guest for next week. That's why you don't see names down there.
No.
So if you're watching this live and you're a fan of either one of these girls,
contact.
please give me a shout, or you can contact me directly or the Audio Roast podcast here, because I would love to have your help on the show. So that is going to do it for today's show.
Tara Lynn Fritz would be awesome for that show.
Oh, that's a good call.
Boom.
That is a good call. All right, so everybody, please remember that times are hard out there right now for everybody. You are not in this alone, so make sure that your coffee is strong and that your love of music and your sense of humor are even stronger. Take care, everybody.